Welcome to Talk to Keki, Matt and Iran.
Minasan, Goki Kenyo. We're gonna start off a little bit differently instead of the Konnichiwa. It gets boring after a while. You know that? I'd be with Matt and I'd be like, Minasan, Konnichiwa. And I know it's from Uramichi on Nissan, but it's like once in a while, I like because at least I know a little bit more fucking Japanese. I'm like, Goki Kenyo, Mata, you know, whatever. I don't know, just my 2 cents. Anyway, guys, welcome to a special edition of Keki Shop. If you haven't noticed with the little ad-lib of the what's it called? Fuck that box that Starman has. I don't have Matt with me. I have Starman with me for this edition of Keki Shop. Matt is on vacation. He's going to.
Yes. I'm here.
I love it. Matt's on a little vacation, so he's got the week off, but we wanted to get something out for the masses. And so I enlisted Starman to basically come on the show, and we're going to discuss something a show that Matt doesn't watch, and a show that did just recently have a movie. I wanted to kind of do a whole movie encompass, including Kaguya-sama, but unfortunately Starman couldn't make it to his movie theater. So it is what it is. Since I was only a 2-day premiere, I understand. So we're just going to go over, guys, the first couple seasons of Slime. We're going to go over the movie that we both watch, and then I'm gonna go over, because he hasn't seen it yet, the spin-off, the Slime Diaries. Starman, how you doing? That was a lot of talking for me. How you doing, bro?
I'm doing good, man. Honestly, I'm gonna do my best, because originally, the call from me, Matt hit me up and was like, "Hey, man, can you fill in for me?" So when we were approaching the date, originally what I thought we were gonna do was I was gonna pretty much fill in for Matt. So I watched all the shows I typically save for Sunday. I watched them as they came out to make sure I was up to date. I was like, all right, we're gonna conquer this weekly shit. Let me make sure I'm prepared, because I watch y'all pod and I want to do everything justice. Since we are taking this shift, I'm gonna do my best to recount Slime Diaries and whatever else we do decide to get into for this pod. But it's a pleasure to be here. Thank you for having me on the pod.
As always, brother. As always.
We can get to it.
I mean, we can talk, if you want. I mean, you hit me with another topic, and I was like, all right, if you want to go that route, we can go that route, which I don't mind. I think that'll be an interesting discussion for us. So the other thing, guys, we're gonna talk about, I want Sean to Starman. I want Starman to, by the way, if y'all are watching live, Starman doesn't have his fucking mask on for the first time.
I wasn't gonna tell him. I was gonna let them put the pieces together, but
we don't get that many comments unless somebody's like really like in it. So I gotta throw it out there. You know what I'm saying? So for those that are listening, wherever you get your local podcasts, Apple, Spotify, Amazon Radio, wherever you get it. If you want to go to the live edition, that's on Twitch or YouTube. After the fact, when you hear this, you can go see Starman's lovely little face over there. But no, I mean, if you want to go and talk about some of the seasonals, I'm just not caught up on all of them, and unfortunately I'm not caught up on all of the premiere ones. Basically, I'm caught up on a couple of the premiere ones. Like I caught up on My Hero, I caught up on Trigun. How far are you into Trigun?
Dub for both, so I'm at least 2-3 weeks behind.
Nigga.
Yeah, like, bro, like, see, that's the one thing about me I keep telling y'all. Like, my favorite thing, it's like the same thing with Slime. When I was watching Slime, I watched it dub. Like, I really enjoyed the cast, and like the reason I even got into a lot of it is Funimation when they did the dubs. Like, I jumped on it because of the dubs. Like, I was never a sub first guy until I started doing seasonal. Once I started watching seasonal shows, and I was just like, "What, dog? They don't." I think like the first similar casted dub was Space Dandy. That was the first time they dubbed. They got the dub and the sub at the same time on the same day. And shout out to Adult Swim for coming together with Funimation and making that happen. Yeah. But ever since then, they cranked it up a little more. This season, we was able to get Tomo. Tomo is the only dub that comes out the same day as the sub. Everything else is weeks behind. Even My Hero used to be a week behind when it came to the dub, but then it just started being like weeks behind. But you got COVID to thank for that, because I think now built studios in their home, and I think a lot of them just record a lot in their home. And I think the ADRs probably have a tough time.
Yeah, it's a lot harder to be able to piece everything together.
Yeah, coordinating that, and I could imagine everything will get knocked out in first takes the first night. You might go back and record it, hear it, like,
yeah,
hey, I need you to redo your lines. That shit didn't work. And,
yeah.
But which is interesting because at the end when we finally do the seasonal, I'm gonna really talk about Tomo because they're doing something special with their dub that hasn't really been done before. Having a Japanese actress play both roles, her Japanese role and doing the English role.
I gave her props. I was like, yo, that, and especially I heard the dub for Carol, and it's like it fits. I always bitch. When I see anything dubbed because I'm a sub guy first. It never fits. That's why I don't ever go back to the dub because I'm like, I can't. But with Carol is one of the characters I'm like, holy fuck, she fits.
See, the thing is, I think what happens a lot is with dubs, and this is not gonna be a dub sub conversation. I'm gonna get off this real quick, but people want to make their art their own, and they take risks, they take chances, and sometimes they Americanize things or they localize this. That's the word that they like to use. I think sometimes you get what you get, but I think some ADR directors go through a great effort to be like, you know what, I want this to sound like you ran it through a translation machine. I want all the tones to match. I want everything to match, and I honestly prefer those dubs. It's kind of like when you go see an artist perform live, and like Maroon 5, for example, I've seen them perform live. Adam Levine does not sing the songs live how he sings them on the album. He switches up his tone. He switches up like everything. He'll change.
That's also based on crowd feel and all that. It's a flow. It's a groove. You know what I mean? Like you in a different environment. So
it's left up to the artistry and the direction, right? I've seen The Weeknd perform live. His songs sound just like they do on the record. Panic at the Disco, just like they do on the record. Fall Out Boy, just how they do on the record. So I think it's like I think that's just taste.
You know what's crazy? I only besides EDM shows, I've only ever been to 2 concerts: J. Cole and Jay-Z. That's it,
bro. That's a great 2 to go to, though.
That's the 2 I look. J. Cole's was phenomenal. He performed his entire album. It was like 2018.
Yeah, that's dope.
Yeah, he performed the entire album, start to finish.
All I do is go to concerts, like, bro.
Yeah. Well, no, I'm lying. I went to Travis Scott too.
I want to go see him. I can't wait for him to get uncounted.
That shit was bro. That shit was a party, bro. I seen when we first got there, like 3 songs in, somebody got carried out because they broke their fucking leg.
Bro, I can only imagine. Like, I really want to see him. I think that's gonna be lit. But
yeah, dude. I was supposed to see Kanye, and then he fucking quit because of his mental fucking disability issues and shit.
I mean, I've seen him twice. I've seen Jay-Z twice. I saw Wu-Tang last year, which was like phenomenal. Like,
yeah, Angel said that Wu-Tang was the shits. Or not the shits, but the shit rather.
Like, that's a dope ass show.
Yeah.
Speaking of dope ass shows, man, we got some anime to get on to. So
yeah, let's get on to it, man.
I set my vibe blue, because how to get that time I got reincarnated as a slime. As we know, Rimuru is a blue slime.
Yep, he is
a very androgynous,
which is different. It's very different.
No, that's one thing I like. One of the biggest appeals about the show was honestly I was really into isekais when this show dropped, right? Because it was the new fad. It was like Sword Art Online came out.
Yeah.
And as soon as that shit hit and it was a hit, I felt like this was 2013. Everything that followed was just flooded with, bro, we just gonna hit niggas with a truck and drop off in the new world. Like,
it's great because it is still the funniest trope. That is the funniest trope. Nigga get hit by a truck. Oh my God, I'm a god now, bro.
And they started getting more and more ridiculous as these people like started going into these other worlds. And that's one of the things I liked about Rimuru. He was like a regular guy. And the funny thing was, like, in the first episode when he gets hit, he sees like one of his someone he used to work with, go to school with. He's like, hey bro, go to my house and delete my hard drive, bro. Just like,
straight up.
House my shit, delete my browser history. Like,
he said take the he gets all right. So let me break this down. So guys, the beginning of that reincarnated as a slime is a regular office man, right? Has a normal job. He gets out of work one day, randomly gets stabbed. And I hope before this series is completely over, he finds out somehow like why that happened or how that happened. It couldn't have been. It was like out of nowhere, right? He's not a gang member. He's not a Yakuza member. He ain't fuck nobody else's bitch. Like, he just shank dead. But before he dies, was it his like office assistant or he was somebody he knew that was there at the scene.
See, I haven't seen it since the inception.
Nor have I.
So
But it was somebody he knew, and they're like, "Senpai, we're gonna get you up. We're gonna get you up." And he's like, "Listen," he's like, "Take my computer, throw it in the tub, and turn it on."
delete my shit. Like I don't know what he had on there, but that shit had to go. But it builds up. It's a slow build. Like when I watched it, you know, I don't even think I watched it week to week. I jumped in this show and binged it like I did.
Yeah, I watched it during the pandemic in 2020, and I binged the first season, and I started seasonals from there because season 2 happened to drop that what's it called, that season, I believe, no, that year, later on in that year it dropped, season 2 dropped, and so I managed to binge season 1, and it's a fun show to binge. I don't mind it, and that's the thing. A lot of people between the binge and the binge and watch weekly, it's like once you start binging, it's like when you go weekly, it's like, oh, the anticipation. But I mean, at least early on with season 1 until later on in the season, you don't really get a hell of a lot of like, oh my god, I need to see what's next, you know. But that's fine, you know. It's like a slow build in essence, and that's a good thing in many instances. I think that helped Slime be well. Like it was like, all right, you know, it's kind of chill, and then when you start getting into the action, now it's like, oh shit, okay, now we're getting serious. And then they'll have times where they'll, you know, for like they'll do something for comedic effect, or they'll slow it down a little bit more, and you know, kind of let you catch your breath before they go into something else. So it's a good, I think the pacing of the show is really solid. I don't ever truly feel like the pacing is like ever really incorrect per se. I didn't like the movie's pacing. I will say that the movie's pacing was kind of a bit up and down from my perspective. Not a lot, but just the flow. It didn't quite flow the way I would have liked it. You know, honestly, this felt more like the movie when we get to it. To me, it felt more like a long
Yeah,
OVA
I
than it
think
did an actual movie.
it was a bit of a phenomenon because like 8-bit, like the studio that did it, 8-bit, I think their first hit really came from Mahoka Konku. I think that was like their first hit. You know,
Mhm.
the guy, like the guy in high school who's just better than everybody, but they discriminate against him and they think he's like weak.
I don't know. I'm not good with studios, fool. So I don't know. And don't
Oh,
forget, I picked up on my, even though I've watched stuff that's older, I've only picked up on anime watching since 2018. So you're more versed in history, especially with studios and shit, than I am, fool.
oh no. I mean, this studio, like, no, I think it's just, you know, I think it's just one of those things where a studio will get a hit. And like, because it's a really important, one of the biggest things when it comes to studios, I think it's really important for them to get hits. If they don't get hits, then the shows don't take off. And if they don't take off, then usually nothing else happens. Like people are asked all the
Yeah.
time, how come one of your favorite shows didn't get, you know, the irregular at Magic High School? That was the first anime from 8-bit Studio.
Which is
And
still going.
yeah. And it was like that was like their first, like, I guess they hit. But when
Yeah.
Slime came, I think Slime was the one that was just like, it was a phenomenon because you can go to MAL. MAL tracks thousands of anime, tens of thousands of anime.
Yeah.
It's currently Slime sits at like, out of every anime that's dropped on the site, it's in the top 100, standing at 87 to this day
Let
on
me see where we
MAL.
at.
So
Let me
that's a
see on
hard thing
Analyst.
to do. Like it's popularity. Like, and I
Yes.
appreciate the fact that it became a popular show and everybody
Yeah.
was talking about it. And it was 2018 when it dropped. So
Yeah.
I think it came at like a good time. Pre-COVID, the world is normal. Like it's a good show that came at a good time. So
As a Slime. Let me see where it ranks on Analyst, which is just like MAL, but a little bit 72.
all right.
72. So like you said, top 100. Agreed. And it's a solid show, no doubt. I think I gave season 1 a 4 out of 5. I think I gave it a 4 out of 5. Let me see. Déjame ver. That time. I could just do a search. Son of a bitch. That time. Oh no, I gave season 1 a 4 out of 5. I gave season 2 part 1 and part 2 both 5 out of 5s. And we've talked about this. I'm more liberal with my scoring than you are. But I love both parts of season 2. I mean, let's break down season 1, I guess, real quick. After the fact, like as Sean said, when he dies, he turns into a slime and he's in a world of magic. And basically, he has to try and learn to survive. But over the course of time, he realizes, like, oh, like I could be kind of OP, right? And his first thing, if I'm not mistaken, is he basically is he lives, and then like he has to survive, and then he ends up going and meeting a bunch of slimes, if I'm not mistaken, right? And then
he ends up in this cave and he can't escape, and
the Veldora.
He keeps eating like all of these magicules, and he just like that's the only thing to eat is magicules.
Yeah.
Baldora's like this dragon is just like, bro, I'm stuck. I ain't got no friends. So I think I'm almost 100 years past, like a long time past, where they just kicking it. But after he ingests so many magicules over so much time,
he gains intelligence. He gains power.
Like, he ends up like, man, I'm strong. I think I can leave here. You know, Baldora's just like, bro, take me with you. And it was just like, well, how about this? I eat you, I absorb you, and when I get strong enough to let you out, I'll let you out. And he's like, bro, bet.
Yeah, big bet.
Yeah, and people, they immediately sense when the storm dragon is not in the forest. They were like, bro, the storm dragon is gone. What happened? You know what? We need to go and make some moves. So while this is happening, it fucks up the whole ecosystem of the forest. So all the wolves go crazy. From there, it's the orcs, it's the wolves. Everybody is just out for self, and he ends up like creating peace, and ends up naming them.
He does. And when you name them, you give them power. You give them a form, a higher form, which is interesting.
And that's one thing I did like, how everyone gets like somewhat humanoid when he like names them. But it's that badass thing. It's that same thing of Overlord that Lord Ainz does, where he's just like, bruh, I'm the king of this shit. Y'all, you know what I'm saying? It's like when you get kids and you tell them, look, y'all better shake and fucking make friends. If not, both y'all ass getting towed up. So I just kind of appreciate
but it's done in a comedic fashion, which is different from Overlord, right? Overlord is more savage.
He killed a lot of them wolves, bro. Like, and that's the thing, that as light as they try to make the show out to be, Rimuru from the jump does a lot of killing. He really sets the stone. He don't do it with his words. No. Like give a nice ass Obama speech and everybody fucking friends.
No, it's not no talk no jitsu. No.
No. We don't get that. Like he comes in, he just like, bro, few hundred y'all gonna die. Y'all gonna be in the knee or what? It's like, yeah, we're gonna be.
We get that a lot in season 2. Tell you what, we get that a lot in season 2.
Season 1 was 24 episodes. Like, that was the perfect amount of episodes. You get this full curve to unveil, and they pack in so And by the time you get to the second part of season 1, they start building up.
I mean, one of the key points on season 1 as well is when Rimuru gets his body. When he gets his body, he meets what's her name? Susu? Is it not Susume? Suzuzu? What the fuck is that bitch's name? Shizue.
Mm-hmm.
When he meets Shizue is a warrior, but she's sick. They end up having like a battle together, but Shizue is too sick. It's because of a curse, if I'm not mistaken, right? She's cursed, if I recall correctly. I believe she's cursed, and she ends up getting sick. She ends up being basically kind of left for dead in essence. But before she dies, is like, oh, Rimuru, I want you to just, I want you to absorb my body. Because again, if he absorbs a body, like he's able to retain like all of their strengths and like knowledges, things like that. So she's like, I want you to absorb my body. So she's like, are you sure? Yeah. Are you sure? Sure. Yes, I want this. Okay. And so basically she dies after getting absorbed by Rimuru at her request. But what happens is Rimuru, who's been a slime the entire time up until this point, as Starman said, basically you are able to, when you name somebody, you are basically turned semi-human in essence while retaining your monster, I guess, like descendancies or whatever the case. Yeah. But he turns human. He gets an actual human form. As he said beforehand, it's an androgynous form. He looks like a woman, but because he's still a man in his mental, because of the fact that he died as a man in his Earth world, he acts like, he acts very male-like, but he looks exactly like a woman. Long hair. I don't think he's got a dick. We don't know about nips. We don't know. They don't ever explore about that, but that's not a bad thing that they don't explore that. You know what I'm saying? But they don't grow either, it appears. Don't know. Just saying. But no, he gets this form, and now we have humanoid Rimuru, and humanoid Rimuru basically takes Rimuru up to the entire next level in terms of where he's at. And then we get more battles amongst like you mentioned, we get the orcs, The lizards, I believe, is also season 1, correct?
The lizard, yeah, you get those in like a few episodes after this, around episode 10 or 11. That's when the dragon, the mini dragon people come in.
Yeah. And we get, a lot of people don't like that particular piece of slime, if I recall correctly.
I don't get why people were hating, bro. I love Gabiru. Like, he's one of my favorite characters, bro, just because like it's just like
he's great comedic relief.
I mean, it's good comedic relief, but
his little minions are the fucking hilarious. Gabiru,
bro. Like, I feel like he's one of those characters that he was always like Yamcha, right? But they never Yamcha'd him out where he just got bitched out.
He had his moments to shine. Throughout the series, he's had moments to shine where he came up clutch.
One of the good things about this show is like a lot of people shine, and I'm hearing some echo. Okay, but I don't know. I think a lot of people get their moment to shine in this show, and I think that's really what makes it really great. By episode 13, he names them. They get a humanoid type form for the most part.
Yeah.
And I don't know, Malim comes and she scares everything.
Yeah.
And, I mean, Malim is a little troublesome. I
love Milliam though. Milliam is a demon lord, and for the series, demon lords are like the high ranking, like super powered motherfuckers. Milliam is also basically a lolly. They have her dressed up in a bikini, and she looks like she's 10, but she's actually like 500 or 600 years old. But she's equally as badass. And throughout the series, all of the demon lords are all fucking badass as fuck. They all have incredible power. And over the course of time, that's kind of what Rimuru tries to establish. He tries to avoid it, but he has the power of a demon lord, and then eventually he kind of just accepts the fate, like, all right, this is the path that I gotta go. Which happens in season 2. But in any case, Milliam comes. He establishes a friendship with Milliam, and the key is throughout all these battles, he does a lot of killing, but he also establishes bonds. He establishes connections with all of these monsters, and that's why they all fall under him. They all recognize his strength and his power, but they also recognize his humanity and his compassion, and they want to fall under him. And so that's over the course of time he starts building this a unified front of monsters, basically, to that help each other.
He goes to this school and helps these kids that were summoned. You find out, spoilers for those that haven't seen it.
This is Keki Shop.
Read the description because this is full of spoilers. But I think it's around the time he goes to save these children, and he ends up giving one of them a mask to suppress their power, because it's like you end up finding out that
it's Susume's Shizue's mask.
People get summoned from another world. It's like he just got, honestly, and I think him getting killed. My personal conspiracy: Rimuru wasn't killed by accident or random.
No, that's right. I don't think so either.
Somebody from the magic world that he's in now needed him there and knew he was Rimuru. I think someone like.
I don't think they controlled that he was going to turn into a slime. I just think
I think someone. Bro, it's always this when you get magic and destiny. Whenever you get magic, destiny is not too far from, and you damn sure always gonna get some kind of ancient prophecy, bro. I think in the case of Rimuru, he had to die in order to do whatever he's gonna do here, and it wouldn't have happened if he would have died. I feel like someone sent somebody from that world to the human world, killed him so he would come to that world and fulfill whatever destiny he was supposed to feel. Like, and honestly, I would not be surprised if later down the line that's what he finds out is like, yeah, man, someone came to the real world to kill me, so I come here because they needed him. Because too much. Think about it, in the 2 years that Rimuru shows up, so much changes, and I like how 2 years changes and nobody really fucks with them. But when you get to season 2, it's all about politics, and I think that put a lot of people off. Up until Beldora came, and you get his human form, but like season 2 was nothing but politics. Like that's all you got for the most part. You even get like they do a lot of good world building. But the first thing that they have to contend with is the church. It's like, bro, you can't be having these demons doing economics, bro. What the fuck? Monsters doing economics? No, we ain't fucking with that. Like, he got to go. And the church comes after him, like, bro, Rimuru, you got to go.
Yeah, but Rimuru handles them easy because again he's OP as fuck, and that's the series. That's the whole series of what it is. Rimuru is OP. He tries to do his best to try and talk things out, try and be a diplomat, and when it doesn't work, all right, somebody's getting the hands.
Well, goes. Season 2 is way more like
it's darker, and then we get more reveals.
fast. It's like because it's only 12 episodes, it goes real fast.
Yeah, but it begins the process like any good anime of starting to connect the dots. You start connecting the dots. You start seeing like you'll get little hints in season 1 of Clayman, which is the main villain in season 2. So you get little hints of Clayman and him pulling the strings, and and then even after Clayman, then you start seeing like there's even higher power than Clayman that are pulling the strings. And we learn in season 2 also that higher power is also former reincarnates from the human world, from Earth. So I mean, that's the principle of how this show is built on. Like you get your main stuff with Rimuru, you get your main arc and story with Rimuru, but there's a grander story that is to be told, and it gets told in bits and pieces, little nuggets here and there, and then over the course of the following seasons or following episodes is when you get that little bit of a what's it called? Like those nuggets, the questions are answered, and I love how that show does that. I love how the show constantly builds on those things, and I think that's true for a lot of isekais. Isekais are very much like that, where you get a general story, within a season, but there's a grander story for the series that's being told in tiny bits and pieces, and little nuggets are dropped here and there, normally in after credits, or toward the end of episodes that are make you like okay, and then if you remember that, it's kind of like lore. You know what I'm saying? You pull from that.
What ups the ante in season 2 is when we get Rimuru escapes from Hinata's onslaught, right? This agent gets sent after him. They suppress his magic, and like he gets like as strong as OP as he is.
Yeah.
None of that shit fucking matters when he gets like his hands tied behind his back. He's not as strong as we thought he was.
Yeah.
The agent assassin after him. She kills him. In the process, back home at the Kingdom of Tempest, Shion gets killed along with many other people of his kingdom. Like they suppressed, and it's so nasty how it's genocide. Someone goes there and just straight up tries to wipe them out.
Yeah, it was straight Genghis Khan. They Genghis Khan the fucking village, basically.
And like basically, after he gets killed, like I mean, after everyone gets killed, Rimuru is really upset, understandably so, because like he's his friends. Like he doesn't look at people.
It's family. Like some of them have become his family.
Yeah, like so get killed, and he's like, great sage, like how the fuck do I? What can I do? And they were just like, well, the only way you can stop this shit is like
sacrifice. You have to become a demon lord. Sacrifice 10,000 souls.
I'm a demon lord, and they were just
sacrifice 10,000 souls.
But if you want to become a demon lord,
you
got to destroy 10,000 enemies. I think it was 10,000 souls.
I think it was like 10,000. I think it was like 10,000.
Bro, that's 10,000 people that had to go. So my thing is when they
humans, 10,000 humans, quote unquote humans in this world.
I was wondering if they were gonna show it. I was just like, man, it's been so lighthearted, so laughable, so cheeky.
It takes a dark turn.
And immediately, like, all right, so basically when the church, Lord claiming all these people send all these soldiers, he's playing both sides. They all come to attack each other. And he does this attack he turns the clouds into like spears, and he rains down like arrows, spears from the fucking heavens. And just the way he snipes everybody, and he just 10,000, he's just taking them all out. And
like, bro, it's like a counter, like 6,000, 7,000, 8,000, 9,000, like it's just climbing up.
Yeah, so he needs 10,000 human souls and 20,000, army of 20,000 from Kingdom Fall Move. They come to attack, and he's like, all right, human sacrifice, straight Full Metal Alchemist style. All right, human sacrifice. That's what the fuck we doing.
Yeah, and I love. He's like, don't take this personal. I just need to revive my friends.
Well, no, this is absolutely personal. This is like, bro,
no, not for them, not for the sacrifices. It's not personal on them. It doesn't have.
And then I didn't know how dark it was gonna get when he went to that one guy who was the general, or like a general of the army, and he was like, oh yeah, I'm killing you too. Like, you ain't safe. Like, nobody's safe.
Yeah.
And he becomes a demon lord. And once he becomes a demon lord, it's the same Rimuru, but the powers that he get are just like, I think his powers like 100-fold. Like, no matter how strong he was then, he can contend with all the other demon lords. They're like, at the round table now.
Yeah. No, for real. And we get we just, like I said, like you said, we get OP. And one of the good things about this show is that when you be like every person. So let's back this up. Every person that he's named basically has like a special power in essence, right? And they hone that craft, they own that power, and that's their thing. That's what they do when they fight. When you become a demon lord, you get multiple layers of powers. So Rimuru, because of all of his vast experience eating up all these monsters, killing all these monsters, eating all the magicules, like he had various powers which made him pretty OP, right? Like he had gluttony, he had great sage, all these different powers. And then basically what happens is when he becomes a demon lord, those powers increase tenfold. The names of those powers change. How strong they are, again, just it just rises crazy up. And so his great sage becomes like an all-knowing sage, like all the answers, like even in the voice changes a little darker, a little deeper, very, very blunt, straightforward, not less comedy from the great sage. His power, because he's a slime to eat things, becomes gluttony, and gluttony just stops anything basically. If there's like a fucking giant explosion, gluttony, explosion, nothing.
Well, the main reason why he even wants to become a demon lord, because
he needs to save his friends.
Slime.
He needs to save his friends.
Being a slime and being a demon lord, it's like, bro, you can bring people back to life. Like,
yeah, you bring back people to life. He basically does a some type of special ceremony. When you become a demon lord, your magical power increases exponentially. He uses all of his magical power to basically bring back all of the dead using that sacrificial ritual, taking the souls of the dead basically and transferring them back into the lifeless bodies.
And everybody he named gets to level up too.
Yeah, and then everybody he named, gets leveled up even more because of that sacrifice. So it's great.
That's what season 2 is. But season 2 is like, I love the Kamehameha moment when I don't know, bro. It was such a sad.
When Veldora fucking revives, yeah.
Bro, no, like when they finally when he gets summoned by the other demon lords and goes to this banquet. I really love how like he has to, he can bring a guest to the banquet. They want to know who he is, what he's about, what he got going on. And kind of get a feel for him. Some of them like, bro, I might be your friend. And some of them instantly love him, but then some of them been like, man, your capacity to level up is very alarming and concerning, bro. I don't really know if
you should be alive
for everybody, because this is like eventually you could become stronger, but it's a show of weakness. If you get up there and tell them, hey, if you get up there and tell them, hey, I'm scared he's gonna get too strong, then you're gonna look like a bitch. That's season 2. Like season 2, like season 1 is 24 episodes. It's really lighthearted. Has a few like dark moments, but for the most part, it's lighthearted. Season 2 is completely dark, and then we get.
Well, it's a split core. Don't forget, it's a split core as well. Because it's part 1, part 2.
Well, yeah, I feel like that's how they did. Like they kind of split it with the part 2, didn't it? Like,
hold on, I'm bringing it up again. And Lord forgive me for not being prepared for this.
No, they do split it up. Like season 1, like what I'm saying is season 1, you got all 24 episodes, and that was one season.
And then season 2 is split 12.
Part 1 and a part 2.
Yeah, part 1 and part 2 are split into 2.
Part 1 of season 2, he becomes the demon lord, and then part 2 of season 2 is when we get all the politics. That's when he gets invited to the banquet. That's when he has to like basically meet with everyone, and
and by then also he's raised Velder up. He managed to basically what's it called? To give him a human form, and that's when you get your Kamehameha. No, that's the second. Sorry, Kamehameha moment is season 2. Season 2 part 2. But he's able to basically give the human form the Veldora. He's established a great nation in part 1, or by the end of season 1, I believe. He establishes this great nation in the forest, the Jura Tempest Federation. He's got all of the backing of all these monsters. He's unified the orcs. He's unified the beast people. He's unified the lizards. They all live under him. And again, they create a prosperous nation. And then in season 2 is basically when you find out that basically is under threat. And it's under threat also by the Reincarnates, who he takes out.
Yeah, he gets summoned to Walpurgis, and he pretty much has to go there because one of the demon lords is collaborating together with like bro, we gonna take him. He's like, no, bro, I'm not off of you killing my people, bro. You set me up. He knows that when it comes to these demon lords, the only thing that they respect is power. So
Yeah.
he knows power comes in two forms: overwhelming force and your network. So he's like, you know what? I'm strong enough as a demon lord, but the one thing that's gonna keep them from ganging up on me is I gotta get teams. I got Malim on my side.
Yeah.
So Malim comes in and it's like, oh no, Rimaru's my bestie. Everyone's kind of like, bro, you know, she's like one of the top 3 demon lords. That crazy kid is strong, and she's his friend. Fuck.
Yeah. And then he also has the other one, the little pixie demon lord.
Yeah, she's like, yeah, man. Yeah, I didn't know. I'm queen of the fairies. I'm extremely like I'm supposed to be here. Like what? So I really appreciate like he builds. He's good at building. He gets people on his side.
Yeah.
And honestly, that's really what makes the whole show endearing. Is I think in season 2 you got a lot of violence. Like you got it cranked up the violence. I remember my mouth hit the floor several times.
Yeah.
Season 2.
Starting from the moment that they killed everybody.
It was the moment he had to get to 10,000 souls. That's the moment that changed this entire.
That was nuts. That was nuts. I remember like, yo, let's go. And seeing all these motherfuckers just get fucking like light speared to death on the
once that happened, it was like, all right, you know what? He done.
I love the Great Sage. The Great Sage is like confirmation. Enough souls are here. Do you want to? He's like the Great Sage is like, do you want to do this? And he basically said, he's like, leave no souls. Basically, is what he told the fucking Great Sage. Leave no souls.
I mean, I hate it for the people that was there, but it's like he has to make tough calls. It's like he didn't. He didn't want.
He's a leader. That's what you're supposed to do. The leader's supposed to make that tough call.
But no, because it's like it kind of sucks. He understands like it's kill or be kill. It's like really a dog eat dog world. At this point, he understands that he has to take lives in order to preserve the lives of those he loves. It ain't that we can't kumbaya come together and I can't give y'all a speech and make y'all be my friend. At this point, I got to like. It's the same thing, and this is why y'all kill. To shift real quick, y'all killed the last season of Overlord, but Lord Irons had the exact same moment when he's like, "Look, this ain't personal. I got to show the world that I'm not one to fuck with." So I got.
It was a great line. They were like, "Oh, why don't you show compassion?" They were like, "Oh,"
and they were like, because
he's like, "Do you care about your?" He's like, "You care about your people."
Like
he's like, "So wouldn't you?" He's like, "Wouldn't you take? They go through any means
to evacuate." Bro, we coming, we killing everybody left in the city. It's the same thing that happened on Castlevania. Dracula was like, bro, I'm coming back in a year. Get the fuck out if you don't want to die. Lord Irons did the same thing. Rimuru thing was different because he didn't go to a city and just massacre everybody. He was just like, oh, y'all soldiers. Y'all woke up, trained y'all whole life to come to this battlefield knowing that you might not go home. And guess what?
You ain't coming home.
Blame that guy, bro. Blame the president, blame the king, blame the general, bro.
Yep.
Like this ain't personal. You came here and I need your soul. It's not like, bro, I need your soul. And that's the one thing about anime I kind of appreciate a lot is I don't want to say human sacrifices because that sounds really dark, but
it is.
I always love a good human sacrifice. Like I love when I'm cheering for someone and their moral compass comes in and I have to choose between them doing the greater good with such contemptible means and having no choice but to perform these acts of evil in order to, you know, pave the road. Like you have the best of intentions, but you have to commit this great act of evil in order to like save people. Because it's always like I've never been to war. I'm not a soldier. I've never killed anybody. Like I'm in the South. I own guns and shit. I'm prepared. I'm prepared to shoot, but you never really want to have to like pull that thing out your glove compartment or off your hip and fire at somebody. But you know that if it's your life or theirs, you got to do what you got to do. So one that my parents grew up with that mentality and instilled it in me. I carry that with me when I watch these shows. So when I see someone in a kill or be killed situation, or someone has to be like the cop, like, bro, I got to kill the bad guys. You the bad guy, and that's your ass. I'm conflicted, and I like the fact that they give me this conflict. I don't like Power Ranger type bad guys where it's like, oh, we're just evil just for the sake of being evil. We're gonna take the world. I like when this
shit they give you reason, like I am evil because of this. I do not deter from this path of evil because of this.
Like you need a greater evil to defeat evil.
I'm going to destroy you, your family, your livelihood. That is what my goal is. Your goal is to stop me. And Rimuru,
because honestly though, I think that's why when you get to shift this to another anime like Lycris, I think that's why you watch something like Slime. If you cheer for Rimuru, you're such a fan of Rimuru, you might not be a big fan of Chisato because you really want her to have a Rimuru moment where it's just like, bitch,
fuck it,
do it.
fucking kill
I want
everybody.
you to just, you got like same thing with Vash and Trigun. You really want them to just say, fuck it, bro. You got to.
Yo, you hitting me. You hitting me right now. You hitting me right now. I love this.
These people die. You really got to do what you got to do. You got to have your Lelouch moment, bro. You got to do what the fuck you got to do. But in the end, in the end, a lot of times you get those people like, nah, I gotta stand on my principles. Wrong is wrong, killing is wrong. I'm not gonna do it.
Yeah.
And
Rimuru also, it's not like Rimuru was a savage though. Like he has those moments where he does what he got to do and he fucking massacres fucking tens of thousands of people. But you know, he also has those moments where he has to do what he has to do and manages to avoid having to do that. He ends up doing something that what's it called? He manages to save somebody and get what he needs in order to move on to the next portion of his leadership or his whatever. You know
what made it interesting because like the all these monster people who are fucking with him or following him are like the first rule that he gave them in their constitution was we do not kill humans. We do not attack humans.
Yeah.
Humans are not our enemy under no circumstances. You have to turn the other cheek when humans attack you. Either run away, defend yourself, turn the other cheek, but you can't kill him. He really on that Batman shit when it comes to humans. You can fuck them up if you got to, but for the most part, we want them to be our
Don't engage unless you absolutely need to. Don't provoke. Don't engage.
So he has to come. He basically his whole people looking at him like, bro, they came here and we ran. We could have overwhelmed and killed them. But it's been indoctrinated in us that
no, but they were powerful. No, that's different though, because a lot of those like they had to defend themselves. They got a lot of soldiers, but like I said, the reincarnated people, they were strong as shit. That's a lot of them died to the reincarnated people, especially the top ones like Shion and all that.
In his kingdom, when Shion was standing there, they idly stood by and watched her defend them. They didn't mob. They didn't develop no mob mentality. Let's humans up and stop them. They sat back and was like, whoa, whoa, whoa. We're not supposed to kill you guys because you're not supposed to be evil. Why are you doing this? Oh my God, I can't believe you're doing this. Oh my God, I can't believe you did this.
Death.
So they're looking at Rimuru like, bro, we listening to you, but at what cost? So Rimuru is just like, fuck. I got to make this right. The only way I can make this right is I got to show the world that I'm not to be trifled with. You can't come to my kingdom and do this. So how can I make the people in my kingdom believe that one, I'm gonna protect them.
Yeah.
Two, like there's a line that you can cross.
Yeah.
And let the humans on the other side know that, hey, bro, we are to be, if we can't be respected, we're gonna have to be feared. It's just like, bro, 10,000 people got to go. And 10,000 people is a lot of people.
Yeah, that's the entire nation's army. That was that entire nation's army that he took out.
20,000. Half of them went home. And that's the thing. All of them didn't die.
Yeah.
But you cripple someone's whole army, like that was split. Like, bro, out of 20,000 people, you killed 10,000 of them, bro. It's just like, imagine that. Imagine you living to tell. I think living to tell that tale is so terrifying because with no effort, it wasn't no fight, wasn't no kung fu on the field. A fucking spear came from a fucking cloud. And killed everybody. Like blink, bro.
Straight through the head, straight through heads, straight through hearts. Instant kill. He mercifully did it. At least he did that. He didn't torture and fucking murder them.
He didn't burn them alive.
He didn't burn them alive. Nothing.
Everybody got a quick, painless death. And honestly, bro, if I see something like that, it's like, my bad, bro. Can we be a vassal state? At this point, I'm volunteering to be a vassal state. It's just like, bro, but we pussy, bro. I'm scared. Now, I seen that. Nope. Demon Lord. You had me at Demon Lord.
Yeah, you had a Demon Lord. Yep.
Yeah, Demon Lord. But once you say Demon Lord, but you know the fact that he's a Demon Lord, I have to believe that somebody's making a hero. And no matter, even if Rimuru is such a great protagonist and such a kind, loving, like protagonist, he's still an antagonist by default because he's a Demon Lord. So there has to be someone coming to vanquish the Demon Lord. There always is a hero to come vanquish the Demon Lord. No matter how good he is, the Demon Lord is a part-timer. We had a hero, even though he turned over a new leaf. Yeah, we still had a hero that was just like,
I don't know, because this world is kind of built around the Demon Lords. Like none of them know, because you're a Demon Lord, nobody fucks with them. Sure, I get your sentiment about needing a hero to defeat them, but the demon lords in essence rule this world. That's why you have this congregation of demon lords, and that's why they all have their respective domains. That's why they're all feared and respected because of how strong and powerful they are. That's why the humans want to get on the good side of a demon lord. They're like, oh well, we got this demon lord behind our back. You know what I'm saying? Got our back. This demon lord got our back. You know what I'm saying? And like they rule that way. They have their jurisdictions.
But like I said, bro, the church is all powerful, and I got to believe that the church has made magical weapons. Has that they literally?
Well, they're the ones that are also summoning the other people. They're
Yeah,
reincarnating motherfuckers and summoning them
from the other world to come to like protect the humans, because it's just like,
Yeah.
bro, I don't give a fuck how bubbly, nice. I don't care how many big titty demon, how many big titty orcs he run around with. Like,
Yeah.
you still a demon lord. I don't care how nice you is, bro. Like,
No, yeah, like you
you
can kill, you can end the world, especially Rimuru. They can end the
you
world.
got Sebastian's cousin following him around. He got a fucking black butler following his
Yeah.
ass around.
Yeah.
Like, yes, my lord, I will do what needs to be done.
Fucking
And he's one of
Diablo.
those people who he gonna do what he need to do, even if Rimuru don't give him orders.
Oh yeah, he's like, for the greater good of my demon lord. Shank.
I'm gonna do this. Like,
No reservations of killing. Yeah, Diablo has no reservations
Diablo
of killing.
don't give a fuck.
No, Shion don't give a fuck.
So
Shion don't give a fuck. If Shion wasn't on his leash and like, Shion, do what you need to do, Shion would be a fucking savage killer. 100%.
I mean,
all those guys, Benimaru, savage killers.
Well, let's shift to the movie because.
Well, wait, before we shift to the movie, I want to talk about the spinoff, because the spinoff happens between season 1 and season 2. And it's basically
The Diaries.
Yeah, Slime Diaries is a spinoff, and it's basically, it's kind of lighthearted. Like, there's different pieces, like they're different short stories. Basically, each episode has 1 or 2 short stories, and it's of the times between everything in season 1 and in the lead up to season 2. And they're nice, simple stories. It's a friendly watch. Like, you know how we talk about, like, you know, if you watch like a Kemi Sailor Uniform, you watch Do It Yourself, you watch Play It Cool Guys, like those nice, cool, simple watches, like fun, like nothing crazy is gonna happen. It's just, you know, a relaxing show to watch. That's what they did with Slime Diaries. There's hardly any conflict in Slime Diaries. A lot of comedy. It's a decent watch. If you it turned a lot of the slime viewers off, because especially coming off the heels of season 1 with the battles that they went through, and the storyline that was evolving, you know, you wanted a continuation of that. And with Slime Diaries, up until I think the very last episode is where they start introducing like some of the things that are going to happen in season 2 as like a preview of that.
What was the
But
art?
besides,
It didn't look like Slime. This shit looked like Attack on Titan high school. Like, it just looked like, okay, you know what? I'm not on board with this. Like, this.
Yeah, a lot of people weren't. I was one of the few people that did watch it. I'm like, if I'm gonna watch everything, I'm gonna watch the whole series. So I was like, all right, fuck it. And it was a nice watch. It was a simple watch. I gave it a mid 3. It's just a 3 out of 5 for me. It was a peaceful watch. And it was just, you know, if you wanted a fix of slime, you got your fix of slime. And then, like I said, in the last episode, they gave you something to look forward to, because they started previewing some of the things that are going to happen in the lead up to season 2, which is what happened early on in season 2. So what they predicted obviously came to fruition fairly early on. So it was a nice watch. There's also I believe 5 OADs original. Oh no, there are 5 OVAs. There's 5 OVAs, and again, various different stories. Like, you know, they go to the lake, they do like hunting, like just little stuff like that. So
yeah, Christmas episode, lake episode, beach, you know, that type of shit.
Yeah. So that was all. Those are fine. 3 out of 5, no problem there. And yeah, I mean, those are little spinoffs, little breaks here and there. And then you have the movie that just dropped in January. Those events happen, I believe, after season 2.
Yeah, the movie immediately picks up off of season 2. So if you didn't see season 2 and you see the movie,
is this canon? Is this canon? Like, do you think they're gonna reintroduce Homeboy and the dude?
Here's a couple things I do believe. Once you get the new season, it's, bro, all that can be summed up with, like, at the beginning of the episode, here's what happened in the meantime. Is he gonna pop back up? I'm not sure. I don't see why not, but I think it's one of those things they're not gonna like regloss it. I think you're just gonna, like, he's just gonna be there, and you're just gonna have to pause it, hit pause, and type his name into Google and find out where he came from.
Yeah.
I already gave you my prediction, even though we're not gonna talk about Love is War. I already gave you my prediction. They're gonna Demon Slayer Mugen Train this shit.
So did you? I don't know. I don't know if I posted it. Who with Kaguya-sama going off beat. They are debuting it in Japan, as like a lead up to the to the series. They're not gonna Mugen Train it, but they're debuting it as like a standalone in Japan, I believe, at the end of the month. So it'll probably come to
We'll
Crunchyroll
get,
at some point
we'll
soon.
definitely get an opportunity to watch it.
Yeah, well, you need to because for Kaguya-sama, it's canon. It is absolutely canon. Absolutely, it picks up immediately on the events that happened after season 3,
Yeah,
and it gives you all the foundation for the final season that's supposed to
but
happen.
I think it's because it was such a limited release. They know that they just can't drop Peep fans in the middle of a new season with a gap in between. I think they know for a fact that they're gonna have to like
It
let
was
the
a special thing. It was a special thing for people that love the series and for couples because it came out on Valentine's Day, had to do with Valentine's Day in a way, but it was more it not really Valentine's Day. It was the theme of Valentine's Day with the love.
look.
It actually takes place over Christmas. It takes the series takes break over the final. It takes immediately after the cultural festival, goes to the final week of that school like piece, and then you Christmas break, and then the rest of the movie happens over the course of Christmas and New Year's break,
And I think
and
circling
everything
back
happens at
to Slime,
Christmas.
even with Slime, like I saw the movie because I have a personal philosophy that when anime movies come to the theater, I have to go see them because for so long I used to have to drive to, I don't live in Atlanta. I live in Georgia, but like usually I have to drive 1 to 2 hours to go and see an anime movie because they wouldn't show them down here. Like
Yeah,
oh,
I've gotten lucky since I live in Orlando. Like I
when
can go see
yeah,
whatever, more or less, almost
when I
every
lived
movie.
in Orlando, it was the same thing. I could literally go to either like downtown Disney or I could go to
Yeah,
like
no, they
the
show them all over now, bro. Like literally, you can watch, and same thing with even though it's only the limited release,
it
you
was
can see everywhere. Waterford Lakes,
AMC.
downtown Disney,
AMC.
the Loop near where I'm at,
Yeah, we
fucking
don't have we have
in
Regal.
Orlando, Universal.
Yeah, we have all these Regal theaters. We don't have AMC theaters down here. So
Yeah,
they showed Slime. They showed the Slime movie. They showed it for 2 weeks. So I was able to I was
yeah,
like,
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
gonna buy a ticket. I'm gonna go. It was a lot of people in there. Like they showed like One Piece, like
yeah,
they showed like of course they showed Dragon Ball.
yeah.
It's like a lot
Yeah,
of anime,
they show
at
all the
least
big ones. Yeah.
once. Like that's why I was shocked that they
They're gonna
did.
show Susume, right?
Hmm?
They're gonna show Susume.
Showing what?
Susume, the new Shinkai movie that's dropping in April 13th or 14th.
I don't know. I haven't seen.
Shit, they need to. The tickets haven't dropped yet, but I know where they're gonna be playing it. So that's the next movie I'm so looking for. I'm so looking forward to being a crybaby in that movie, like I am with all Shinkai movies. Anyway, the Scarlet Bond. Let's get back to Scarlet Bond real quick, and then we'll move on to our next couple topics. What's up?
No, I said no. Let's go. We got these anime movie. We got Scarlet Bond.
Yeah, Scarlet Bond. So as Starman said, Scarlet Bond happens immediately after season 2. I'm sorry, yeah, immediately following the events of season 2, and basically we get the reveal of a new character. His name is Hero, and Hero basically we find out is the brother of Benimaru, Shion, and what's the other girl's name? I forget her name. The nice attendant.
Oh yeah, I probably should have had that pull up for you. But keep going.
Yeah.
Keep going. I got you, bro. Keep going.
Let me pull up my review. I smoke and drink a lot. It's a little bit of a haze, but I haven't posted the review yet.
Like they've been vaping your ass off. You done set up here and forgot.
Nah, well, that vaping
You,
looks good.
man.
It's bad for your lungs, but it's not a where is the movie? The movie. Did I post the movie? Winter season. First review winter season. Kage-sama movie. Scarlet Bond. Here we go. Yep. All right, got it. So basically, it focuses around a long lost brother that works. As we mentioned, his name is Hero, and what's it called? He basically, so with Hero, he was out away when the attack by the humans on the Orc village happened. He returns to the Orc village, and he is basically no. I'm backing up. I'm going ahead. Let me back up further. He was out away. The humans came after Hero. They thought they killed Hero, but Hero managed to live. Hero returns to the village, finds the village is completely wiped out. He thinks no one is alive, depressed, of course, and then he basically ends up going to a village, right? This like country or whatever, town, country, however you want to say it. And he becomes basically indebted to the queen that's there. And the queen, whose name, give me a second, I can pull that up. Her name is Tawa.
Oh,
Yeah, Tawa. And the Queen Tawa, she's a wonderful woman, very kind, very kind-hearted, very good ruler. But their village has a what's it called? Like some sort of toxic like filth to it, right? The lake, this great lake where they get all their drinking water and stuff like that, has this toxic filth. She uses her tiara and her powers to cleanse the lake, but she does so at the cost of her health. And very slowly but very surely it's killing her. And so they basically send Hero to try and find a solution. And so he ends up trying to get to the magical village to try and speak to, not the magical village, the Jira Tempest Forest, to speak to Rimuru. And he ends up getting attacked he ends up seeing the orcs, and he ends up attacking the orcs. And the big orc, whose name I'm forgetting, they get into like this big battle. And all of a sudden we see Benimaru come in, and company Shion come in to try and help the orc. And it's a grand reunion. And they explain to Hero what's going on. And basically they kind of join forces. They all go to the remote country village together. And basically from there we learn that even though the queen is very nice, the Gel, thank you. And so Geld is the person he was attacking. So anyway, they all go, Rimuru and Shion and Benimaru and Hero, they all go back to the village. And even though, like I said, the princess is very nice, very honest, very pure, we find out over the course of the movie that
that man, my bad, bro. I killed a lot of y'all motherfuckers, but that was bad. That was then. This is
that was the old me. The new me loves you.
Old me. He was just like, yeah, that was the old me, bro. And like you gotta wonder sometimes, bro. Like the orc, like this orc done killed everybody. So you gotta wonder sometimes when they just like, bro, what the hell? Like, the fuck is going on? Like, you really killed people.
Hell froze over, bro. Hell froze over for him. That's what it is. And so basically, as we said, we find out that the aides around the queen are the evil ones. It's more of a plot from one of the guys who used to work for Clayman. And so the battle is basically trying to save the queen, save Hero, and deal with these bad guys that are basically associated with the remnants of Clayman. So what did you think of the movie as a whole?
As a whole, the only thing that really got me about it was the relationship between Toma and between Toa and Hero. Toa and Hero's relationship.
I thought they would get together.
Well, they painted where it was like deeper than her just wanting a friend. They kind of just painted. I didn't see the build. They didn't give us no like building of their bond. Like she just seemed attached.
He's indebted. He's indebted to her. She became attached to him.
Her fondness to him just was unexplained. It was just
because what's it called? He wanted to go back to the village, try and find what he could, or try and kill he wanted to go back and bury the dead. So he stole a they hold on, let me back up. So in the movie, Toa's people found him. They brought him back to life. And they found a few of his people from the village. Basically, Toa used her powers similar to what Rimuru did to basically restore Hero's. Yeah, to restore Hero's part. So she took the remaining orcs, or not orcs, but the remaining like beast people, killed them to save Hero. And Hero was aggravated at first, but became indebted. Like she gave him life, and so that's why he was so committed. And over the course of time, he went back to the village, went to bury the dead, and all of her aides are like, he's not coming back. He's an ungrateful piece of shit. Fuck him. Like, you should give up hopes. He's not going to come back. He came back. And I think that's where you mentioned like that attachment came from. Like, oh, despite all your critics, you came back. You're coming to serve me, and I'm going to rely on you. And then she continuously relies on him for years as she continues to grow.
She just wanted a friend, bro. Like, I don't think it was that deep, bro. I feel like it was hard to trust these people. She was always serving somebody. She was she was very benevolent. She was really always like kind and giving, doing for her people. So I think having someone that I think she just wanted a friend, bro, because she really didn't have no friends. Everybody felt like they owed her because she's the queen. So I
Yeah.
think they had a bond. But like I said, like it was Scarlet Bond. And then you see it at the end, like Scarlet blood, bonds of blood. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I feel like
Yeah.
they really did have a bond. Overall, I thought the movie was fun. It was a fun movie. It couldn't compete with season 2 because they
No.
just didn't want to make that type of movie.
No.
The simple
Yeah.
politics of it was felt like they made Rimuru too OP for this really to get dragged out the way it did. But
No,
even
it focused more on Hero and the other people, Shion and Benimaru, his family. It focused more on Hero and his family and the fight for family, for peace, for love between them all. That's
yeah,
really what it
you
was.
know,
Rimuru handled what he had to handle with no effort at all because he was so OP. But you know, as a whole,
I don't know Diablo. I think
I
when
love
Diablo
Diablo.
figures out,
I love Diablo, man.
when
I said it
Diablo
before. I love
figures out,
Diablo.
he was like, wait a minute, man,
Yeah.
Violet, I know who did this shit. So he
Yeah.
goes to Violet, which I think is his sister or his cousin or someone.
Yeah.
He's like,
Yeah.
so you playing games with these people? She was like, yeah, I was bored. I
Yeah.
told them to wear this crown, they could do this because I get to get a body when this shit is all said and done. And honestly, I want a body. I'm tired of being confined to this realm. And she's like, wait a minute, how the fuck do you got a body in this one? She was like, well, I serve a demon lord, baby.
Yeah.
I'm good.
I made it, baby.
He was like, matter of fact, I could fuck you up right now.
No, like, you can't. Bet.
He was like, bet. And I like
catch me outside. How about that?
And I like how once we got to the end, like everything was so
and
simple.
it was, and when you think about it, Diablo, even though like they did what they did in the movie, Diablo was the biggest key because he found the piece to nullify the contract. They were like, oh, this was supposed to happen naturally, but because you fucked around, you nullified your own deal. And she's like,
lawyer, bro.
Diablo
came in that thing like a fucking lawyer. Like, oh, you fucked the contract up. I'm a demon. That's one thing I know. Demons no contracts. You're just like, look, you voided the contract. So I appreciated when Violet went to the queen, was like, you know what? I'm bored. I did this shit because I was bored. You know what? The contract is fucked. You know what? We fulfilled. Scratch this shit. I'm done, man.
I'm done. Get the fuck away from me.
She didn't want smoke. Like, ultimately, it was just like, you know what? I don't even want to smoke. This shit ain't even fun no more. Because I feel like she's just bored. Like, you got to think about it. This was generations, bro. This was like generations.
Hundreds of years from the very first person who founded that country up until
she was just like, you know, I'm bored with this shit. Like, and I think she kind of seems like, wait a minute, Diablo, you a fucking demon? Like, you serve a demon lord? Like, and I'm in here fucking with humans and you up here leveling up. Hold up. And because I already know what the fuck, like, I ran across a spoiler that came from the manga. So
don't tell me.
I'm not, but Diablo.
Hold on, it's for Diablo?
For Diablo.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just, you know, it wasn't like a spoiler like I read the manga. It's just like I was reading up on Diablo and Violet, and I find the connection from them that has yet to happen. And it's like, but ultimately Diablo is leveled up, bro. He's basically like, oh yeah, bro, I'm stronger than you. Like Violet, bro, I need you to fall in line because if you don't fall in line, I can make you fall in line.
Yeah.
So, and I think she wants to play games. Like, she was like, look, instead of fucking with these humans, Diablo, can you get me out this mortal? Can you get me out this realm? Yeah, baby, I can get you out this realm. If you promise to serve Lord Rimuru, baby, I'll let you go. Come on, baby, let's get out. And I think doing right by Rimuru and bringing you got you a Laneko, bringing doing right by Rimuru and the Queen. That's one thing. Like when we get to the end, it was like I don't like when people get brought back from the dead all the time. Sometimes I like it, but sometimes when you got to go, you got to go.
Yeah, it would have felt more poetic if she or he or both of them died.
But everybody came back, and I was like, you know what, you a demon. But then I would have fought that because Rimuru having like, bro, you brought Shion back, bring them back. So when the Great Sage say, nah, we can't do that, not for them. And then Violet's like, I can though. I help you out. I just like the politics of it, it
was fine for what it was. Like I said, I wrote in my description I haven't posted yet in regards to it. I mean,
I gave it 3.5 out of 5.
Yeah, I rated it a 4, but it was really more of a 3.75. I do a rounding thing, like I had mentioned, so I gave it a 3.75, and I was like, I can't give points. I can't give points like on I go based on off my analyst because I only do whole stars. I can do like I can only do decimals if I'm doing a 10-point rating.
See, me, I'm the opposite. Like with me, 10 is enough, bro. 10 is enough, and most of the time, I never go below 5 when I give shit a rating. But to me, on a scale from 1 to 10, I gotta give you solids. But when I do a scale from 1 to 5, it's technically a scale from 1 to 10. 5 just sounds good. So when I give you a 3.5, that's a 7. And a 7 is not a bad number. I tell
Well, it's
people
not. It's not a bad number. It's not a
if
bad
I
number.
give something a 7.5, that means I enjoyed it. That
Yeah.
means it met my expectations. Although it did not exceed my expectation,
Yeah.
it is something that
You don't regret watching it.
I
That's
don't
what it is.
regret watching it. Now,
Yeah.
if I give something a 2, I wasted my fucking time. If I
Yeah.
give something a 2.5,
Yeah.
that's meh. 2.5 and it's just meh. A 3, that's a 6. To me, that's absolute mid. If I give
Yeah.
something a fucking 3 out of
Yeah. It's
3 out
mid.
of 5, that's like
For me, 3 is passable. Like it's passable. It's not a complete waste of your time, but I'm not gonna sit here and recommend it to you.
well, I look at the same way you do when you get grades in like grade school. Like
Yeah.
if 6 out of 10, if a 3 is a 6 out of 10, that's a 60. If you make a 60 on your test, you failed. If you make
Yeah.
a 70, you passed. It wasn't a great grade, but motherfucker, you can pass high school with a 70
Yeah.
in all your grades. So to me,
Yeah.
7 is passing. To me, so a 7 ain't a bad score when I'm grading anime. Now,
No, I agree.
if I go up to a 4,
That's like an
that
8.
means a 4 means you exceeded expectations.
I liked it because it's the movie atmosphere. So I always, and in general, like I said, I'm more gracious with my grades. I mean, in terms of the rest of the movie, I thought the musical composition was solid. I didn't like some of the animation. Some of the animation did not hold my expectation, honestly.
Oh, they kept the anime. I mean, I think they went into this with the anime budget. Like typically, when you get a movie,
Yeah,
they'll give you a
it's
full
over
movie
the top.
budget.
Yeah, it's over
But
the
think
top.
about
That's
it,
what I was
the fact that
expecting.
they did Slime Diaries and they did so much content for this. Like the same studio that did this was like, bro, we just gonna do this
Yeah,
movie the same way. This amounted to like 5-6 episodes, maybe.
yeah,
Like
basically,
it was half a season. It was just like, bro, we just gonna throw this movie an hour and a half. We just gonna throw it out.
yeah.
They didn't go out of their way with the animation. That's something when it comes.
No, that's what I said. I was disappointed a little bit with some aspects of the animation. Like some of the fights were really well done. I love the fights; those are cool. Musical composition was solid, as I had wrote. And I just as we described already, like there are scenes of emotion and meaning. It's not a meaningless movie from that perspective, where the plot is just like whatever. Like it gave you a reason to care, to watch the movie and be invested in the movie. And that's obviously, I think, the key thing when you make a movie is to give you a reason to invest. And so they succeeded from that front as well. I agree with you in terms of it just being a fun movie. It was a fun movie. It's not going to win movie of the year. But I mean, if you like the series, it's definitely something that I would probably recommend you sit down and watch. It's probably going to come into play at some point later on with Hero, because Hero's still alive. Taru's still alive.
No. That the kingdom that Fall Move, not Fall Move. I think it was Fall Move. Wasn't that Tower's kingdom? No, it's Raja. The kingdom of Raja. No. The kingdom of Raja became a vassal state of the kingdom of Tempest.
Oh yeah, it did.
The Tempest Federation. So now she is like they're doing trade because remember.
Oh yeah, that's right. They did do the trade. Yeah, they did trade.
Like the thing about the kingdom of the Tempest, the Druid Tempest Federation, they own all the land of the forest, and that is because of Veldora. They sold the whole sacred forest that no one wants to fuck with because they don't want to fuck with the dragon. They like, bro, we ain't touching that. He gave them permission, like, hey, no, y'all can get the resources.
Y'all can cultivate the land. Y'all can't disturb anything. Y'all can't take too much of it.
Greedy. He told him, he's like, bro, y'all can use whatever the fuck y'all want. Just don't get greedy.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Just that's the number one rule. Like, go ahead, knock yourself out. Don't get greedy. So the fact that they have access to that land now, and they have military protection from Rimuru.
Yeah, and they're giving him what, iron? Are they giving him like iron or something? Some sort of ore, I believe.
Yeah,
right?
they need like whatever their resources is. They will have those resources now. So
I think the other country is giving Tempest ore, some sort of ore.
Yeah, because they got trade going on. So I think I would be disappointed if the Kingdom of Raja and Toa doesn't pop up in season 3. I'll be disappointed if I don't see Hero Toa and her kingdom in season 3. I'm gonna be disappointed because to me now you got to link them. Don't do that shit where you introduce them in a movie and then they just pick a 1 episode cameo. Like no. As soon as we kick off the new season, I need y'all to pick up from where this left off.
They should mention it. At minimum, it starts with a mention, like, "Oh, how are things progressing?" Like, "Oh, well, we got Found Moon and they're doing well. We got whatever the country is. They're producing really well. Hero says hello, by the way."
No, he writes his diary. That's the whole point of Slime Diary. So, like, you can start season 3 off with him entering in his diary. You know, this is what happened. I went to this kingdom. We met, what's his name's brother, Hero. We met this queen. She joined the kingdom, blah, blah, blah. Like literally him writing in his diary could open up season 3. And now we got whatever the fuck's going on. I feel like that's the best way to do it. Like
you could do that. Yeah, you could do that. I'm not really a fan of this starting with the diary because they normally start off. I think they should start off with like, some of like the dark emphasis of like what they're gonna bring in. Start off with like, oh, you got the villains, they're plotting some shit, they got it down, QOP, and then first scene from Rimuru is he just finished writing and he goes briefly over the movie, and then like, all right, he's living his life, and then we get some comedy, and then we start seeing like little things that start playing into the overall story of the season.
That's a lot. I'm not ready to see this end. They haven't even announced season 3.
How far is the manga? Do you know? I don't read it.
I don't read the manga. But it's one of those things, right? Manga artists mangaka have to eat, and publishers have to eat.
Yeah.
So they're gonna milk the manga.
Yeah.
In some cases, they have a story planned out, and they just write it. They get to the end, and they wrap it up.
Yeah.
Personally, that's why I don't read a lot of manga. I have a personal rule that I do not read manga that are ongoing or are not about to finish. Yeah. So if manga's on, like I would never read. No disrespect to One Piece. I would never read it because it's ongoing, and it's just like I'll watch an anime. I'll give you an example. Perfect example was one of my favorite anime that came out was a romantic comedy that came out, 2015, 2016, Love and Lies, right? I watched Love and Lies, got to the end of it, and it wasn't done. So guess what I did? I read. It was the same thing when I read Koi. Usakoi. What it is like, basically like if I gotta see how things end. Like I got to see how a story ends. So if it's not gonna end, I got to I'm not gonna read it. I'm not gonna read it because I'm not gonna sit here and just like that the week shit. Like I started this manga years ago called Minamoto Kun Monogatari. Don't have nothing to do with Monogatari, like Monogatari, just that's the name of it. And that shit's still ongoing. And then the manga director, like the writer, just took a break. Like, and sometimes that shit happens. I started reading this comic book by Leslie Chung and the creator of Scott Pilgrim vs. the World. It's called Snot Girl. Got real invested into it, but COVID happened. They haven't given me a chapter since. Story ain't even done. So I think sometimes things like that happen. And so in Japan, you got to understand, like these people, like if you wrap that story up, that's it. But if you know for a fact you're going to get thousands of dollars a month from this manga, wow, I'm not going to be so eager to finish it because it's like, bro, I need to get this money because they don't distribute the wealth the way we do here in America over there. There are animators that are working on Attack on Titan right now. They're making $200 a month. Yeah, and I just read that in an article from like CBR early this week or something.
Yeah. That's nuts when you think about how amazingly popular that fucking show is.
$1 million, right? And like we saw it when the Bayonetta thing happened with the voice actors was like, bro, I'm not getting residuals. Y'all can sell 1 million copies of this game or this DVD.
I make a flat fee.
Voice. Like, I think that's the reason why Sean Schmel, the voice of Goku, is just like, bro, I don't do a lot of different work because honestly, bro, this shit I think for some people it's about the bag. And I think manga is the same thing. Like, I think it just, you write a story, you want it to keep going on. You're not going to be so eager to end it for an anime. Yeah. It's like Berserk. The same, like Berserk is the best case for it, right? The original OG Berserk anime just ended on a cliffhanger.
Yeah.
And then 20 years later, I think it's like 15, almost 20 years later, they ended up giving you, we're going to pick up the story from where the manga left off, where the last anime left off. But we're going to use new technology. We're going to CGI it, and everyone fucking hated it. No one wants to watch it. It's fucking terrible. They dropped the ball, and now everyone's just like, bro, I don't care how much money y'all spent on this Berserk. Like, I don't even care about the story. I'm going to just read it. Like Berserk fans say, "Fuck it, I'm gonna read this instead of watching it."
Yeah, and everyone talks about how crazy everything is, the details in the manga for
In the
Berserk.
manga, right? So I
Yeah,
think
incredible.
when it comes to like a lot
That's
of
insane.
shows, like you get light novels, and
Yeah,
I think sometimes people fall in love with that form of the work, and I think sometimes the
yeah,
anime doesn't do it justice.
yeah,
But sometimes people love the light novel and the manga so much that no
yeah,
matter how mediocre the anime is,
yeah,
their reverence for the manga carry overs into the show, and
yeah,
they in love with it. They just want to see
yeah.
it for life. Because I've like, there's no better feeling as an anime fan when you're reading a manga and then you one day scrolling Twitter and you see announced the manga you've been reading for the past 3 years is fun to get an anime. It's one of the best feelings as a fan ever that you can get. And then to see them like nail it, it's a great feeling. It's a great
Yeah.
feeling.
That does it for that time I got reincarnated slime piece of the show. That was wonderfully done. Thank you, Starman, for that. Let's move on to a couple things. First thing, I wanted you to talk about the 2 shows that you're watching that I'm not watching in preparation for our finale that's going to come up starting next week. So if you don't mind, sir, please describe to me what you're watching that we're not watching and give us a little bit of details.
Lots of shows. One show that I'm watching, you dropped. I'm watching Spy Classroom because I'm going to see it through the end. Like
Disappointing.
Spy Classroom, I will give it credit. For the character designs are phenomenal.
They're cute. Yeah.
I love how it's animated. The soundtrack, I love this fucking soundtrack. It's one of the best soundtracks of this whole fucking season. The spy music, it just sounds so fucking like it's wasted. Like I'm Lupin the Third, Cowboy Bebop vibes with the jazz,
Yeah.
like cold, like 70s. The same, like the soundtrack for it is great, but the anime is flat. It's too many characters for them to try to juggle that don't get enough shine. But I honestly think that I don't know the source material and how that affects it. Personally, I feel like the 12 episode format of anime that we get nowadays messes up a lot of shows. It's a lot of shows that the pacing is terrible. Like we'll get to it when we get done with the season. So I'm not gonna spoil it, but I'm gonna give you a hint now. I'm gonna give you an early preview. A good example of this would be High Card, bro. Like the pacing for that show is the worst pacing I've seen in a couple years.
Mm-hmm.
Like 12 episodes does not do that type of style of show.
I think they should have done a 24. I think they should have done 24.
I feel like it probably should have been more than that. But in the case with like this show, I feel like if you've seen Princess Principal, watch that. If you've seen Assassination Classroom, watch that. Because if you
I need to watch Assassination Classroom.
My Classroom is just a mediocre version of both of those shows mixed together. I'm not gonna give you my score on it right now. I'll save that for when we do the report show. But I'm watching it just to stick it out.
I just, like I said on the show, bro, like when I dropped it, I was like, you can't give me the punchline in episode 3 and then not move on to something else.
Well, no. That's the thing. I stuck with the show. Episode 3 was everything that happens after episode 3 is not leading up to episode 3. That's episode 3 is, bro.
That's it. And then they go backwards and they start doing the lead up.
That's what I can tell you about the show is that is not the mission they're attempting to do. After they kill like the lead guys, like the number one spy's protege, which they killed in that mission. Every mission going forward,
the master, not the protege. He was the protege.
Yeah. After they kill like his master, like every episode going forward is
how to defeat the other guy.
No, that's not the impossible mission. Every mission is the impossible mission. You learn that. They call every mission the impossible mission because that's what the whole point of them is going.
But they kept emphasizing like 18 days to the impossible mission, 14 days to the impossible mission. So and the impossible mission was what they just completed in episode 3.
You find if you stick with it, you find out that's not the impossible mission. The impossible mission hasn't happened yet. That was just training for the impossible mission.
Then what was the mission they did that they called the impossible mission?
They call every mission the impossible mission. Like I'm telling you, the whole point of the show is they're trying to prove to that they're trying to graduate. And the only way they can prove that graduate is by getting one over the number one spy, which is the guy that's leading their team on some Charlie's Angel shit.
I would have preferred that they saved that final mission to the end, and they would
But
have
that's not
stuck with what they did beforehand. If they would have stuck what they did, like what they're doing
like that
now,
was the hook, because that's not the final mission. So you end up learning, like, after the episode 3, every episode after that is after episode 3. So every girl is getting stronger. It shows like that was just a guiding point. They fast forward to there and you see where they leveled up. They don't do a montage of showing how they level up. Now they got to get even stronger. But anyway, that's not a show that I can honestly recommend that someone should really spend their time on. This is one for you, dude. I am shocked, bro, because you like Yuri, and that you have. I would almost.
I
Say
know. I'm aware that I'm not watching the Yuri. I just had so much to watch, bro. I didn't pick it up, and I wasn't a huge fan of the
hold up. Magical. That's what I'm talking about. Magical Revolutions.
Yeah.
Someone that likes Yuri, that likes action, that likes fantasy, bro. Magical Revolutions right now, animation wise, it's top 3 best animated shows of the entire like winter season. Magical Revolutions looks great.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's about a princess who was reincarnated from another world. It's in the title. She's reincarnated from another world. She doesn't have magic, but she does remember what science is. So she has memories of her previous life in another world, and she ends up using the tools available and the resources, because she's a princess, to create the technology that existed in the previous world that she had. But instead of having to use electricity and gas to power her invention, she uses magic. She uses magic tools. She's real strong. She's a fighter. She toppled a dragon midway through. That's the only spoiler I can give you. She ends up defeating a fucking dragon. Like armies can't defeat a dragon, but she can defeat a dragon because she makes magic weapons. But she's a princess. She has a brother who is a prince. He's jealous of her because he's the younger brother. She got chosen to be the queen, and she's like, because she can't do magic, the nobles are like, bro, we can't have a queen that can't do magic.
Yeah.
Make the boy the king. So the king is like, all right, my son, you get to be the king. And he feels slighted because, wait a minute. So y'all ain't giving me this shit because I earned it, or you think I'm worthy. You're literally giving him to it because she don't want it. So he has to prove, he gets in his mind, he needs to prove he's better than his sister. And the entire time, his sister ends up stealing all of his women. Like, she ends up stealing his women. And he's such an asshole. And she just keeps, and eventually he gets pissed off. And, you know, shit got to happen, bro. Shit got to happen. I'm not going to spoil that for those who have not seen it. But you need to see it because the genius, magical, like, genius is like the head of state. Like the king's right-hand man's daughter was engaged to her brother. And she ends up stealing her away from her brother because her brother on some fuck shit. And she ends up like, yo, I like this girl. And then, you know, the king's like, you yeah, she's a great person. That's my friend's daughter. She's like, no, like, I think I love her. So they directly address the taboo-ness of a woman liking another woman. And I like they just kind of just call that shit out. And she's like, but be careful online, bro, because they have a whole romantic relationship. They get close, like they get affectionate.
Yeah, I saw the episode where they I didn't see the episode, but I saw the clip where they kiss.
Yeah, that happens, bro. They have a whole relationship. So if someone is a fan of Yuri, I would say you get Yuri, you get action, you get magic, and you get politics. The world building, what I've seen the entire series. I saw the finale tomorrow. I mean, I saw the finale yesterday, so I know how it ends. I have a score. I'm gonna save my score for the seasonal review. But I will say, if that's a show of you, that's one show I will recommend for the season that you definitely would check out if you just like magic. 12 episodes didn't do it completely justice. It didn't do it completely justice. It didn't blow me out over the top. But I would say Magical Revolutions is a dope show. I think it's the reason why all the anime review sites always had it in the top 10. It was always in the top 10 for rightfully so. It deserves it. Even ranked number 1 a couple weeks, like in the top 3. So
I put it on my list. I put it at 8th on my. I'm trying to binge Attack on Titan. I'm on season 2. I'm on season 2 of Attack. No, season 3. I'm on season 3 of Attack on Titan.
All right.
No, am I on season 3? No. What the fuck am I? No, season 2. What the fuck am I on? Give me one moment. What the fuck season am I even on? Fuck me. What the fuck season am I on? Season 3. I'm on season 3.
Okay, yeah. So you almost caught up.
I'm on season 3. Well, I got another 40 something episodes.
A friend of mine wants me to watch Saito, Handyman Saito in Another World. I might add that to my list. You are watching Nagatoro, right?
Yes.
All right, and you one who put me on Revenger, so that's the only
the season finale was today.
I'm watching.
That's looking good, bro. That's so looking good. I'm like, I don't know if I could give it a 5, but it's at least a 4 for me.
Are you watching Nier?
Yeah, that sucks that they fucking that is delayed again.
Got delayed again. Yeah. Nier is. I hated that got delayed. Let me see. What else am I watching that you're not watching? Onimai, which
no, yeah, I'm not watching that. Go ahead.
Finale came out.
Matt said he's probably gonna pick that up.
Yeah, Matt hit me up and said eventually because I tagged him into it every week when I put it in the group to like post it, man. That's a good one. The synopsis with that one is it's about a guy who's a NEET. He's a straight up home, like fat, sloppy ass NEET that don't do shit, but use up his family's money. Sister's like, brother, you depressed, you fat, you lazy, you don't take no baths, you just play games and do nothing. You don't have a high quality of life. You want to make some money? Hell yeah, I want to make some money. I'll give you this drug. And if you take this drug that I'm making, I'll give you some money. Clinical trial. He's like, sure, I'll take the drug. Gives him the drug. He gets the money. Wakes up. It's like a fucking 13-year-old girl. And he's like, yo, what the fuck did you do to me? And she was just like, well, you're a girl now. He's like, when's this shit gonna wear off? She said, I don't know. That's the whole point of the clinical trial is now you're a girl. And she's like, well, I don't know how to be a fucking girl. I said, well, you're a girl. You're gonna figure it out. But if you don't figure it out, I'm gonna show you. What I really found interesting about that show is
this ecchi at all? This sounds kind of ecchi.
Yeah, it's ecchi. It's some Yuri. It's Yuri. It's a Yuri too. Because the thing about my hero is although he's a guy, there are lines that he won't cross. So we get this one episode where his sister sets up Mahiru. His sister, she sets up him a slumber party with friends that he ends up meeting, right? He's a girl. Mahiro, she's the most popular girl in school. She ends up becoming popular at school because she's really pretty, pink hair, and she likes video games and manga and things like that. So the boy, she can't talk about it with the girls, so she talks about it with the boys. And any boy, you meet a pretty girl who's into anime, and, otaku shit, she's naturally gonna be more attractive. And if she looks like a 10, oh my gosh, she's a super 10. So she's real popular. But anyway, they have a slumber party on this one episode, and I would say this episode was questionably ecchi because they're like middle school girls. So it's a bathtub episode. So they do enough editing where you don't see anything, but you still kind of feel like, I don't know, bro, this kind of crosses a line where I'm like,
the tits and badge.
Yeah, it's like, but
the white line,
one thing that I find really cool about it is he won't cross that line. He was just like, bro, I'm 30. He was like, bro, I'm 30 years old and I'm in this 13-year-old girl's body. Like when his sister's in the bath, he bangs on the door and he just goes into the bathroom and say, look, I'm gonna bathe with you because they all want to take a bath together. And look, it's from the same studio that did like, what's his name? Makoto Tensei.
Mushoku
Tensei. Yeah, from the same studio. It's the same synopsis. Older guy with his memories is younger, but except this guy's a girl.
This guy's a pervert too. He's like 30-year-old, and he's like, oh, look at this. Everything's sexual.
It's basically their lines he won't cross. He was just like, look, I'm not gonna see them naked. They're not gonna see me naked. Even when he has to dress out for PE, he finds he goes in there like when no one's around and finds a spot so no one can see him because he's just like, look, I'm not trying to be around these kids doing this shit. Like, it still feels funny. He has a crush on his sister's friend because his sister's in college or whatever, but she's a high school girl, but she's cute. She's bigger than him, older than him in his little body or whatever. But overall, it's a lot of comedy. Like, it's a lot of tropes. It's very wholesome. It's a very wholesome show. It's a lot of tropes that happen. It's a lot of comedy. Animation wise, I think it's top 3. It's one of the best looking shows. And it's just fun.
So you already said 2. You already said 2 shows I'm not watching the top 3. Where are you putting Trigun on the animation?
Animation wise, where do I put Trigun?
Because
Honestly,
I adore the animation of Trigun. I adore the show, the animation in Ice Guy.
well, Trigun, interestingly enough,
You
I
don't
mean,
gotta go too deep because we're gonna have these conversations. We're gonna have blow up. We're gonna blow out fucking arguments. Come fucking thing.
What I will say is, I recommend anybody who's a fan of, if you like stuff like Lucky Star is one of my favorite anime. If you like, Panty Pony Dash, if you like Azumanga Daioh, if you like those, moe shows, like stuff like that, you will really like Onimai. Onimai is like one of my favorite shows I've seen, this season. Trigun, I really appreciate the animation for Trigun. I appreciate 12 episodes is not doing this anime any justice. I ain't gonna hold you. I ain't gonna
Well,
hold
it's gonna be. I think Matt said
I
this.
don't hold Trigun in the highest regard, not because of the CGI, which honestly I would bitch about the CGI. But honestly, the CGI ain't doing it no favors either, because sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't.
No, I think it works entirely. We'll talk about this on the show, but I
But
think
we
it does
will,
work, and I think this is a split core. I think Matt mentioned it's a split core, so this isn't just gonna just stop.
but animation wise, I will put up there. So spoil it. Those are my top 3 best animated shows. I'm not gonna give you the order that I have them in, but Trigun, between Onimai, Trigun, and Magical Revolutions, those are the best 3 animated shows I've seen this entire season. Like, all of those shows look good. Trigun,
Notwithstanding your thoughts on Angel, but what do you think about the animation on Angel?
so I'm not a fan of the character design, and the animation. Honestly, it's one of my least favorite. I just think it's average.
Okay.
I honestly think I like Ice Guy's animation.
I'm at Ice Guy. I'm at Trigun.
It's really because of what they do with the colors, what they do with the eyes, and what they do with the graphics.
I'm on the same boat. I'm on the same boat. Yeah. I'm on the same boat.
Yeah, it's a lot of great animated shows. Like High Card, I think, has the most style.
It does have the most style. And I loved High Card, and then what you kept telling me about High Card, it started slowly creeping in. I'm like, he's right. He's right. I don't want you said 52 episodes. I don't want 52 episodes of High Card. But they should have done 24.
You can't.
They should have done 24.
Yeah,
and that would have been solid.
Longer, because it's all of these cards. I need to find out the history.
I don't need all the cards, because some of the cards are whack. I agree with you in terms of they needed to flesh out every main character. So we needed a VJ episode. We needed a full episode with Homegirl. We needed a full episode with the butler,
who like goes fucking crazy. The fact that one episode.
I agree. We need episodes on Klondike, on Theodore. Like, I need all that. I agree.
On the thing about Nier Automata is Nier Automata looks good, and it looks just like the game. But to be completely honest with you, all these breaks that they doing, it's really ruining my watching experience.
No, I'm put off. I like it. I'm not gonna drop it, but I'm not.
It's one of them shows where I'm
not endeared to it by any way.
I need this shit to finish. I need this shit to
finish.
Like, I'm not going. Here's the last spoiler I'm gonna give you tonight. Nier Automata is not on my top. It's not making my list, only because of the simple fact that in 2 weeks, when we do the awards, it's not gonna be fucking finished.
No, it's not.
It's on hiatus yet again, because it's not complete. It's the same thing with Uncle from Another World.
Yeah,
Netflix still hasn't getting us past episode 7.
Yeah. No, I agree. I'm with you.
So because of that, it won't make the list. I think that's everything that I'm watching.
You're watching Mononogatari?
No, I don't. There's nothing else that you're watching that I'm watching.
So I would recommend Mononogatari to you because A, it has to do with with like demons. B, there's a love story that very slowly develops. It's not the greatest love story, but there's a love story. You like love stories.
I love a good love story, man.
Yeah, it's a cute little love story. And C, and I'll get into all the details as we go on the next episode that we do together. But regardless, C, it's a good backdrop. It's a guy who is trying to avenge his brother and sister who were killed by a demon, and he hates all demons, and he has to learn. He has to learn how to live with them, because not all the demons are bad. And so he's in a house with the demons and this girl, and you find out over time, like, the girl, and like I said, I'll go into all details, but they get closer, and there's a little bit of a love story that's there, prospective marriage talked about, things like that. So it's not gonna blow you out the water, but if there was like a random one that you're not watching that I'm watching, it would probably be that one because we're watching the majority of everything else. But
It's like I said, it's a lot that I watch, and it's a lot of stuff I try to hold in. Like I'll go put it like this: like I will go to MAL, and I like this season on MAL. Everything is a fucking 7-ish. And that's getting me. It's just like everything. Monogatari is like a 6-ish. So I'm like,
it's a 63. It's a 63. It's not gonna blow you away. I like it. I enjoy the watch. I enjoy the thing that's like slowly developing between them, and there's intrigue. There's mystery involved with what her powers are. She's got some sort of power that we don't know, and I dig that. So, I think it's a fun watch. It's an underrated show. It's not gonna win any awards, but I think it's a cool watch. You know what I'm saying? Like it's better to me. It's better than High Card. It's better than fucking Near just because of all the breaks. I like it more than Reborn the Master of the Blade. You watching that?
I was gonna ask you about that. That's the one that seems kind of interesting to me.
So Reborn the Master of the Blade and World's Strongest Exorcist are basically one and the same, honestly. They're basically just you get an OP character, and the premise is just them like living a different life. So Reborn the Master of the Blade, the person was a king, and he loved fighting, but because he was a king, he didn't get to become the greatest fighter ever. And so when he's dying, he asked to be reborn and from the goddess, and the goddess is like, okay, if that's your wish, I'll grant you your wish. And so he's reborn as a woman, as a girl. And so there's nothing that's really too followed up on that. Like, you know, it's like moments of like ecchi, but it's not ecchi by any stretch of the imagination. And nothing's followed up. Like she hasn't fallen in love with a guy. There's no sexual scenes where she gets turned on or anything like that. Like they don't really follow up too much on that. And like I said, she's just a hardcore battle junkie. Like she just loves fighting. Everything that she does and thinks about is about fighting.
I saw a post this morning, and it was from I think it was either MA or Crunchyroll, and the post was if these two battle junkies met, who would win? And I was just like, wait a minute, who's this other girl? Like, I know the guy. Like, I was like, that's Sid.
Who's the guy? Who's the guy? Sid?
Sid.
Oh, okay. Sid versus Inglis.
Yeah, it was just like who would like I would hate.
Yeah, Inglis is like that's all she cares about. That's all she lives for is to just fight because she wants to be the best person. It's all right. It's a 3. I gave it a 3. Same thing with what's it called? With God damn it.
I'm really intrigued by Misfitted Demon Academy, bro. Like,
well,
I but I'm not gonna even lie to you, bro. It's like it keeps fluctuating, right? Because if you want me to watch any show, let me see. If I see your top 10 once, like weekly, when y'all post the top 10 anime, like from this site, this site, whenever I see anime trending, anybody's top 10. Bro, I'm going to watch every anime that pop, like the first 3 weeks of any season.
Yeah.
Whatever anime pop up in the top 10, I'm going to watch them because I'm a sucker for hype. I don't like when people are hype over a show and I'm not watching it. So the thing is, y'all just posted anime trending and a few of the other like top 10s. Literally, those shows on the top 10 are in my top 10.
Yeah.
So it's like, damn. Like out of 15 shows, 16 shows I took on this season, 8 of like my favorite 10, 8 of them are on anime trending and the Twitter, I mean, in the Reddit and a few of the other lists. Like they're all there. Anime Corner, anime trending.
Yeah.
Those top 10s, bro. Every anime on those top 10 lists.
I figured out I think I'm pretty solid with my top 3. I'm solid with my number 1. I think I'm solid with my top 3. I'm pretty solid on my top 5. I haven't ordered anything. I haven't thought about it.
I haven't caught up on, like I said, what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna watch the last dub episode of My Hero, which I think we're gonna get Saturday, and then after that, I'm gonna just watch a subtitle. It's the same thing I'm gonna do with Trigun after this Saturday in order to prepare for the upcoming award show. Everything that's Japanese that's left over, that I'm watching dubbed, I'm gonna watch. Tomo will be caught up. That's gonna end next week. Buddy Daddies is gonna end not this Saturday, but the Saturday after next.
He's gotten so stronger, man. Like I just keep saying it on the pod. I love Buddy Daddies far more than I love Spy Family.
I think Spy Family is bar none like twice as good as Buddy Daddies is, just because more imagination goes into Spy Family than Buddy Daddies.
I like the story far more. I like the story far more in Buddy Daddies. Buddy
Daddies is very wholesome. I'm not gonna hold you. I hold Buddy Daddies in high regard for my season. is because on 4 episodes, on 4 episodes, I damn near shed tears because it was so sweet and wholesome.
I said maybe 2. Maybe 2.
Spy Family hits me the same way Love is War does, in the sense of when it's funny, I'm on the fucking floor. Like when that shit is funny, it's funny. But when they get badass, they get badass. And that's
we don't get enough badass. We got a lot of it early in season 1, and then there's not a lot.
And that's the problem that I get with Buddy Daddies is like, and we'll talk about it later, but like ultimately I've gotten these guys being dads, and I'm like, bro, shoot a nigga. Like, damn, you ain't shot nobody since the first episode. Damn, goddamn, shoot somebody.
Yeah.
Papa Ray pop somebody. Damn.
Yeah.
I chose not.
We probably gonna get in the finale.
Hopefully. I mean, that's the least we can get. But like I said, it's a lot of shows that I just chose not to jump on that I may jump on this season. But we got leftovers, man. And honestly, I'm so excited about the winter season coming up. I'm at the fall, spring season coming up.
Spring is gonna be heavy.
I've already picked out my top 15. I picked out
the shows. I'm good. Yeah, I've got the same. We'll go over that.
I'm gonna take on more than 15. I'm gonna end up dropping a few, and we'll see the ones I stick with.
I don't drop a hell of a lot. I really don't. I try not to. Matt and I both gave, because this season that we did between all 3 of us. There's almost 30 shows between the 3 of us that we watched. We can't keep that pace up in our life. We can't.
The thing about me with this, honestly, bro, with this current season that we have, there are not even 5 shows that I get excited and can't wait for the next episode. There are only at least 3 shows that I cannot wait for the next episode. Like, I am hyped. I'm thinking about them every day.
I don't know. I'm not like that. So for me, those I have My Hero, Trigun, Angel, and if I'm gonna give 5 shows, Revengers, and
we're gonna have it out about My Hero, bro, because I'm gonna tell you now, I may be on the dub.
You crazy.
Part 1 of this season is part 2 still ain't better than part. It's been going down, bro. Like part 1, it's been on a decline. I'm sorry.
So you know what? I'm gonna say that
going up. Like the Dark Deku arc really ain't. It's overhyped, brother. We'll talk about it, bro. The Dark Deku arc is.
I don't entirely disagree with that. I don't entirely disagree with that. And there's facets of it. Like you said, we'll get into it. I love this. We gonna get blowout motherfucking arguments in this bitch. Come because there's so many, especially with our rom-com, which is our final transition. So many damn arguments. Anyway, let's get into our final transition real quick. The final transition is Starman hit me up with this out the blue before we came on the air, and I was like, I'm down. Him and I, if you follow our group, Eat the Cake Anime on Twitter, I'm sorry, not on Twitter, on Facebook. Him and I have had vehement disagreements. He ranks Tomo-chan as number 1 on his rom-coms for the season. I unquestionably rank Angel Next Door as my number 1 rom-com. And so he wanted to bring up the argument, since we're both rom-com aficionados. You said 5 or 10?
I mean, either or, bro. Like in the past, since 2018, because that would be 5 seasons. I mean, 5 years, right?
I watched other shows that are beyond that. I watched several shows that came out way before that.
All right, give me 5. It ain't even got to be top of none of this. Just name me 5 rom-coms that
in no order
that you would absolutely have to recommend to like someone who like, because I'm trying to get a feel for the rom-coms, because the thing is, we'll fight over who can post the rom-coms, what rom-coms we'll like, because we'll like a lot of the same rom-coms. But what I discovered last season is we'll like the same rom-coms for the opposite of reasons. What you hate about a rom-com will be what I love about it. And one thing that I love about a rom-com, you'll be like, yeah, I hate that. That guy's this. I don't like this. But another show will happen and it'll be the exact same setup. And you'll praise it. And I'm just like, bruh, I can't get a feel for what makes you tick. How? Because I was like, bro, like for the life of me, I'll be like,
bro,
dog,
for me, top 5 is actually in no order, is fairly simple for me. No order: Clan Ad, Fruits Basket, Horimiya, Kaguya-sama. That those 4 for me, Like that's it. And then my fifth one is a little more complicated because I'm like, I don't know, man. Because there's been a few that I like. I love the love story in Sora Online, but that's not considered a rom-com by definition. I love Sasaki Miyano. That was my first gay romance that I ever saw, and I really like that because it gave me Hormiya vibes. I like Snafu, especially the final season. I like my teen comedy Snafu. You know what I mean? I like fucking what's it called? I liked Dress Up Darling for a lot of the reasons most people did. Hiro, believe it or not, scored really high for me. I gave that a 5 a few seasons ago. And then some of the other ones, I think, like in terms of rom-coms, I would recommend. See, that's the caveat. Rom-coms, I would recommend people watch. Toradora is a big one. That's a classic. I would recommend people watch Toradora. I mean, it's kind of where I'm at right now, really. I only have like a true 4 in terms of rom-coms that I absolutely 100% adore. I cannot go without Clan Ab because Clan Ab means so much to me. Horimiya was fantastic. Fruits Basket was phenomenal, and Kaguya-sama is the best of the current rom-coms in my opinion.
Okay, Kaguya-sama, I definitely got to recommend. I think that's one of the best.
Yeah,
honestly, I think that's one of the best rom-coms
ever made
because they nailed the comedy. A lot of rom-coms are good on drama.
Yeah,
comedy is hit or miss.
Yeah,
and some of them, the romance is more drama than romance, right? Fruits Basket is a good example. I would consider it's
a drama. It's a drama. It's a psychological drama, but the love story is beyond phenomenal.
But see, I'm the opposite. What I like about I don't like none of the romantic aspects about Fruit Baskets. It don't even trigger my bell. It don't even move my needle when I consider rom-coms. I don't consider Fruits Baskets a rom-com. I consider that shit a straight out drama. And I think it's one of the greatest anime dramas, period. I saw the original and I saw the new one. And like I've been a fan of
phenomenal drama. Yeah.
Fruits Baskets. I relate to Fruits Baskets so much because I am Yuki. Like literally, Yuki's whole personality is me in a nutshell. Like a lot of the same shit that Yuki struggles with is me on the inside. You know, having to live up to certain expectations, you know, not feeling the way about yourself. And there was a certain point in my life I needed a Toru. I needed someone to see me how I couldn't see myself so I could see myself in a good way. So I will always rave that that's a must-see anime. In the past 5 years, though, outside of Love is War, if I'm giving you like must-see animes, and no order, outside of Love is War, you gotta see Sudure Children.
Sunande Children. I haven't seen that one.
Yeah, you got to see that. That one's really good.
Yeah.
It's really good because it's a anthology. Like it's not everything connects in some kind of Quentin Tarantino type way, but it's not one big overarching story. It's just a bunch of random shit with a bunch of random kids that go to this school, and at some point things get connected, misunderstandings happen. That's what makes it good. I'm still tell anybody the quintessential quintuplets is.
I want to watch that. I have not watched it. It's on my list.
I watched the movie, and the movie finished up the story, so I know how it ends.
Yeah,
you don't get an ending. That's what I really like about it. So
that's on my list, no doubt.
I will say if you like end, you know, that's another one. Let me see. Love is Hard for Otaku.
That's also on my list. That's gonna be so I have a thing set up where I'm gonna basically after I'm done Attack on Titan, I'm gonna go through an entire binge of Netflix. But before I do that, I'm gonna watch Wotakoi. So I'm gonna watch Wotakoi first because it's a simple one. It's still out there. And then from there, like literally mine that I'm going through, I'm gonna do.
It's not like a drama where stuff.
Oh, but it's an adult-oriented anime.
Give you an example. Monthly Girls Nozaki-kun is
that's on my list.
Way more calm than Rom. It's about a girl with a crush. Nothing happens. It's just her fucking crush, and that's what makes it funny.
Yeah.
Because it's not like Snafu where somebody get chose, where feelings come out at the end, and you like, holy shit. It's about journey. It's about like just the girl working with her crush and being like, damn, I want this nigga to notice me. High Score Girl. High Score Girl is one of the best rom-coms that nobody talks about.
Never heard of it. High Score Girl?
High Score Girl. It's on Netflix.
Okay.
It's an anime. It's a CG anime of all things. High Score Girl is one of like honestly out of
I put it up there.
It's top 3. It's top 3 in the past 5 years for the simple fact that I grew up in the 90s. It's about a guy who likes video games, who likes fighting video games, Street Fighter and shit. And he goes to arcade and it's this one person that can't get off the stick, and she beats his ass. He finds this girl, this rich girl. And he ends up like, let's meet here tomorrow and let's play this shit because I'm gonna beat you. You can't be better than me. So they keep meeting up at the arcade. And eventually he's like, damn, this girl, like, she becomes my best friend because we both like the same shit. But because she's a rich girl and he's a boy, they can't be friends. They're from two different walks of life. And she doesn't talk. She has no lines the whole anime. She does not talk. And it's on that Samurai Jack vibe where he's trying to figure out what she means. But shout out to it's a good cast, man. Yeah, man. I think that's a good one. Like,
I mean, I have a bunch of, it's tough because I'm like, man, I have to break it down, huh?
To round it off,
go ahead.
There are other ones that I can't give you top 5. I mean, I named 4 of the 5, and there's some that I'm gonna miss. Plastic Memories is full of fucking feels because from the premise, you know how it's gonna end, and that doesn't make it any painless when you get to the end. I'm
gonna put that here because I have a whole like I said, I break down my list of to watch animes because I watch so many seasonals. I don't know when in God's green creation I'm ever going to see these, but Plastic Memories. I'm putting it in. I have a grouping here. Let me break. So I have Wotakoi because that'll be easy watch, and then from the Netflix stuff on my list is Cyberpunk, Super Cooks, Bastard Heavy Metal. I put High Score Girl in there, Darwin's Game, High Rise Invasion, and then the latest season of Baki. I have those there, and then I put Magical Revolution on this list because I'm like, all right, let me watch this Yuri. You convince me on that. I'll watch it at some point, and then Quintuplets because I need to watch that, and then I have Kill La Kill because everyone talks about how amazing Kill La Kill is. I have Maid Sama as well because old girl that I fuck with, she watched Maid Sama, and that's a cute little rom-com from what I hear. And then I have a few random ones, and then I have the super emotional joints. Marge Comes In Like a Lion, Anohana, Your Lion April, and I just put Plastic Memories in that grouping.
But that's what separates it. Anohana is not a romance. It just feels.
Feel. No, that's a feel section. That's a feel section.
See, and that's the thing that distinguishes is like I guess a good example is like sometimes a rom-com gotta meet me where I'm at, right? And some of them do. Like sometimes if I'm pulling to like depending on my love life or lack thereof or what I'm going through, elevate how I feel about a show. And I think that's naturally with a lot of people.
Bro, like I tell people all the time, the reason why I love Clannad so much is because I was always in that dark period. It was the pandemic. Literally, I watched Clannad, and then I watched fucking what's it called? Rascal Doesn't Love Dreams About Dreaming Girl Senpai or whatever. Bunny Girl Senpai. Bro, I watched those back to back.
That's number 5. That's like my number 5 recommendation. Rascal Doesn't Dream of Bunny.
Yeah, I've seen it. I've seen that and the movie. I own the movie.
It's a drama. It's not particularly lovey-dovey anime. No. It's not a lovey-dovey. No. See, that's the thing I like the most. I really like the dramas. I like when there's conflict. I like drama. I like a good love triangle.
Clannad is the
somebody. I like when somebody likes somebody. Somebody doesn't say it. Like Seeing Yesterday for me, I thought was a really good show because it was a guy who had to choose between the older girl and the young girl. Younger girl was into him. The older girl was unsure, and it's like, damn, but at the same time, I like drama. I like conflict. That's why you kill me for this shit. And I'm so excited for this summer because, Rent a Girlfriend is coming back. And that's still one of my favorite rom-coms because it's...
He's a putz. He's a fucking putz.
Bro, I can say that about some of your favorite rom-com main characters, bro. That are just way more cringe.
I give you so much shit. Please, the floor is yours. Please.
We're not going to do that. We got to save that for the finale. And, Horimiya is one of the best ones, but people are trying to bite Horimiya right now. They're trying to just, make bootleg versions and put it out. And
Sasaki Miyano was very similar to that. I understood your analogy when you said that Angel Next Door is like a Horimiya that with nothing happens. I chuckled, but I'm like, that's a little true. It's a little true.
No, it's just a nigga fall in love with his mommy, but we'll get to that later. Your Line April is always gonna be a good rom-com because everything hits you at the end.
There's no calm. That's just romance, depression,
drama. But see, that's the thing about me is I'll take feels and drama over just I agree. Someone just ruminating in romance, like someone just being eternally sweet and like If
I
you
like
already in love, I ain't
I
interested.
get what you're saying. No, I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying.
Yeah, I gotta see y'all fall, or I got to see the
Have you seen
build
Clan
up.
Ad?
Yeah, I seen it.
You seen
I
Clan
seen
Ad?
it
I mean,
once.
that's to me, that's the god tier of fucking drama and romance. You get the entire buildup of a relationship. You get the relationship. You get the consummation of the relationship. You get unspeakable tragedy after that relationship. And then if they manage to close with albeit it's a little weird, but albeit they close with a nice end.
But
And the ups and downs of that you get is unquestionably fucking special.
it's kind of like, I'll give you an example. My Dress Up Darling, the big appeal in My Dress Up Darling was a lot of niggas watched that shit and that was their whole fantasy. Their whole fantasy was the hot girl being into them head over heels, and they like the girl that's too good to be true. Like, whenever you partner a regular boring ass nigga with a too good to be true hot girl, niggas go crazy.
Yeah, and the girl likes him first.
And the girl likes him first. I can't name an anime that came out in the past 3 years where
the girl falls for the nigga. You
and
can't.
no, if the girl falls for the nigga first and she's too good to be true, guess what? Niggas go crazy. And to me, My Dress Up Darling did really good with making you.
Well, you can go with a caveat. You can go with a caveat. What about with Snafu? Because Yui is the first one to fall for Hachiman.
Bro, I don't like Snafu, and I don't know why. Honestly, I know why. I don't like the main character. I hate his ass. I hate him. I don't like his personality. I don't like his fucking jokes. The girl he chose in the end, I knew he was gonna choose from day one, and I don't like them jerking me around, making me think he was gonna choose someone else. The greatest anime I ever seen that I did not see who got chose coming was Shuffle. It's an anime that came back in 2008. It's called Shuffle. Shuffle is one of the greatest. It's one of the greatest like rom-coms I've ever seen. If we gotta go back, it's up there with Toradora, because that shit. Have you seen what's the one with the dude fucks all the girls in high school get killed at the end? Spoiler.
Where he fucks all the girls in high school and dies.
Yeah.
I watched that, or you don't?
No, never mind.
Yeah, I would remember that. I don't know.
That's not Shuffle, but no, Shuffle is good. Shuffle is about a guy who he has a best friend that takes care of him.
Yeah,
and he meets a god and he meets a demon, and both of their daughters are in love with him, and they both give him an offer to say, hey, I want you to marry my daughter. If you marry my daughter, you can become a god. If you marry my daughter, you can become a demon lord. What you want to do? And he has to. The whole anime is about him. He's gonna choose to be a god or a demon, but then you get a curveball somewhere in the middle of it, and I ain't see that shit coming. It's called Shuffle. Shuffle is and it's a comedy, but it's really good. It's a harem. It's a harem where the nigga choose, and that's my thing. Like, I grew up watching tension and watching these harems, so I like a good harem when somebody chooses. Like, if a nigga don't choose, I don't like the harem. Like, that's the thing about anything that you give me. Give me a harem, but the nigga got to choose in the harem. It just can't be, a guy likes this girl, but at the same time,
how did you feel about girlfriend?
What, a girlfriend is hilarious, bro.
I think it's fucking hilarious. I agree.
How you don't like Rent a Girlfriend when girlfriend is literally a fucking other side of the coin of that show. It's literally the same comedy.
It's not. I don't think it's
bro.
not.
It's the same comedy, except the difference between Rent a Girlfriend.
Kazuya is just such virgin fucking dweeb loser vibes. The other nigga from girlfriend is not a fucking dweeb. He's not a dweeb to me. And all these girls are throwing him at. It's like literally all these girls are throwing themselves at him. And in Rent a Girlfriend, he only has eyes for one, despite the fact that all the other girls have something for him. Sumi has something for him. I love Sumi. Must protect Sumi. Fucking, I love Ruka. I love Ruka.
You like doing these other characters, guys.
I hate Mommy. Mommy needs to get hit by a truck.
You like it when the guy have eyes for only this one girl. Like, I've seen other shows where you find,
but it's obsessive. I don't like. That's one of the reasons why I don't find. That's why Ice Guy is number 3 on my list. I think Himuru is just too obsessive over fucking Fuyutsuki. I don't like it. I don't like when men are obsessive over women. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't find that. I have too many female friends that have dealt with niggas like that. And I just don't find that cute, bro. Like, I don't find that attractive where like a nigga's just so
the
like,
girl is obsessive, it's okay.
To a certain degree. I mean, in real life it could be annoying, but I mean,
and we got somebody who's obsessive and somebody who ain't. Shikamura, who's a cutie. We get the girl who's obsessive, bruh. Like, I'm just
I wasn't
saying.
in love. It ended up being good because when fucking what's his dick finally became somewhat manly, you know what I'm saying? But like, I wasn't like, oh my god, you know what I mean?
Bruh, like, all I'm saying is, bruh, like, you get these obsessive characters, but sometimes they're obsessive, sometimes they not. You know, but that's my whole thing, bro. It's I really just like when that shit be budding. It's a good relationship. Ice guy, I'll save that. I'll save. I've seen the finale of Ice Guy, and the finale of
I have
Ice
not.
Guy, it notched it up a few points.
Mm.
It
All
notched,
I saw the clip and I posted the picture
it
in our
notched
group
it,
of Little Himuru. Somebody's got a fever. That's all I know.
it's
And then I don't know
notched
nothing
it
else.
up a few points because I ain't gonna lie to you. I really relate to him more than any other guy on any other show. He's best boy. That's my spoiler right motherfucking now, bro. Like, I really relate to him, like, on a
And my
personal,
best boy is a nigga you hate.
you know what I'm saying? Like,
He probably gonna be my
so
best.
we just gonna have it out, man. We gonna have it out when we
My
get
name's gonna be probably gonna be my best boy. We gonna
we at the 2-hour mark, man. I got to go. Any final words?
nothing, man. Give me your plugs, man.
Oh man, I'm Starman Senpai. I'm Starman from the Ninja Please Podcast, man. You can find me on Ninja Please Podcast. You can find me on Twitter at aka Starman. You can find me on Instagram, Ninja Please Podcast. Find me on Facebook, Starman. Just look me up. I'm there. You can see it. Y'all will see me again in a couple weeks on the awards.
Again, you listen to this, you see his face. Are you gonna show your face on the other one too?
Yeah, man, my face is here, bro. Honestly, I'm about to relaunch I'm gonna rebrand and relaunch my Twitch.
Yeah.
Because I really want to launch my Twitch. They just did an update with the PS5 that allows Discord integration. As well as, like, you can stream on Twitch a lot easier with the new PlayStation update.
Yeah.
So now I want to get into the streaming game, man. Just kind of let the people see the face. People got to fall in love with your face and your personality, man. As much as I would love to rock the mask out and do that thing right there, I still have fun with that. But bro, that shit is a lot of work. And honestly, bro,
8-hour podcast with a mask on is not the way.
I got a handsome face, man. You know what I'm saying? I gotta, might as well get the ladies on for it. Once I get the summer senpai body, it's up.
Yeah, I need to fucking get back to working out.
Once I get the summer senpai body, it's up. That's all I'm saying, bro. I'm gonna be on the live stream with no shirt.
Fuck it. You got tats and shit on your chest and shit?
Nah, man. I'm trying to look like Goku, man.
I feel you.
I like too many superheroes to not look like one. And so why not, bro? Like, for real though, you never know, man. I'm just saying, bro. If I get imagine, like, I seen Black Clover has inspired me so much to push past my limits. I'm gonna listen.
Mara.
I am pushing past my limits.
Watch that in dub.
What? Absolutely, bro.
Black Clover. How does he go? Is it like not yet? Is he like that?
Yeah. Asta yells, but Black Clover dub is one of the best dubs. Bro, there are some really great dubs. Black Clover dubs. I would tell anybody Black Clover is good. I was just talking to this shit in group guys in the group. It got a lot of numbers when I brought up Black Clover. A lot of people like Black Clover. I tell people, if you like Black Clover, like, I like Fairy Tail. The reason why I watch Black Clover, because everything I like about Fairy Tail, Black Clover does that and then some. That's why I like it. I like anime like that. We need those shonen 100 plus episode anime with fleshed out arcs. Like, and that was the argument when I was talking to one of the guys in the group. Shout out to Matthew Singh, I think that was his name.
Yeah,
we were talking about best side characters. Black Clover has the best side characters because Asta is the only main character. Literally, there are so many good side characters in Black Clover. You don't know who the fucking main character is. You think they're all main characters because there's so many good side characters. And Fairy Tail, you got Scarlet, you got Gray, you got Natsu, you got Lucy, you got Happy. Those are the 5 starting 5 lineup. Everybody else is a side character. And Black Clover, nah, bro, it's just Asta. Everybody else is a side character.
Well, what's his face? His brother's more of a main character than the other ones.
I mean, more so, but you don't even get in that many episodes. So it's literally about Asta. But also on the other side, when you get Bleach literally is the opposite. Ichigo is probably the most least interesting of any character on the fucking show. Like, you get so many dope side characters on Bleach. That's what really makes that show good. But I feel like Black Clover has the best fleshed out side characters of any other shonen anime that I've seen. Like, because Dragon Ball, they're all main characters, but no, man, when you add like, and then Black Clover over the episodes, they keep adding Black Bulls. You keep getting new characters that get added in.
And it starts out, especially that when it starts off, but there's only like 5 or 6 of them, and now they have a whole legitimate group.
10 of them. They keep adding them, and I think that's really what adds to the charm of Black Clover. That's the Black Clover movie is the most anticipated movie for me this year because, bro, I got to see what the fuck happens in Black Clover. Like, Black Clover,
you know the spoilers. You know some of the spoilers.
I hated that I came across some of the spoilers. You know what I'm saying? But regardless of that, bro, Black Clover, I am more excited of that than I am any other anime project for this whole fucking year. I'm excited for Gundam to come back. Like, I'm super excited.
I'm super excited too. I didn't think I would be. Boy, I'm excited for Gundam.
Man. Gundam. I'm really excited for that to come back in 2 weeks. I'm so fucking
Left of the Murderer.
Bro, I got to see how this shit gonna get fleshed out, man.
Yeah.
Anyway, thank you for having me on the show, man.
Always, bro.
As always, I'll be back in a couple weeks.
Always, bro. Appreciate your company, man.
My shortest pod by far.
Yeah,
anyway,
bro.
I'm about to go eat, man. Deuces, peace, Yuki, Starman Senpai. Follow me on PSN, add me. I'm out.
All right, Starman. While you out, I'll just give the rest of my plugs. You can follow me on Twitter, SHOSTOPPA24. You can follow me on Instagram at AI_anime24 for my daily Instagram posts there. You can follow me also on Instagram at podcast.senpai. As I mentioned before, you can follow our group, Eat the Cake Anime, on Facebook. Let us know that you heard about us on one of the podcasts. We'll shout you out. Starman is an admin. I'm an admin myself. Like all of our socials. Moderator, close enough, same shit, more or less. You just haven't upgraded. You might as well be a fucking admin compared to fucking Angel. You can fucking do nothing. Or Marte, he does even less than fucking Angel.
I didn't even know it was his group.
So, yeah, it is Angel's group. It is Angel's group, bro.
Shout out to Angel. Shout out to Angel, man. Because
bro, he's
the dad of the fucking whole clique. Honestly, bro.
No, that's Marte. Marte is more the dad, bro. But we digress. Anyway, as I mentioned, we have link trees. You can follow all of our other endeavors. Shout out to my boy Andy with the MMA for Marks podcast. New episode just got recorded day before yesterday. So looking forward to that coming out fairly soon in regards to the recap of UFC 286.
Y'all gonna be covering the fight. Y'all gonna recap the fight because it's a. Do y'all do? I know y'all do MMA. Y'all talk boxing. There's a couple boxing matches this weekend.
My podcast host Andy doesn't talk a hell of a lot about boxing. I watch boxing. I'm gonna try my hardest to watch. What's it called? Benavidez and Plant. So I will be trying to watch that. I watch far more boxing than anybody else in my MMA group. I can add you to the fight group.
Okay, cool. Yeah, we'll talk, man. I don't want to interrupt you. I just want to.
Nah, you good. You're good, Chief. All right. Anything else I'm missing? Shout out to Sean with the W2M Network. Thank you for hosting us as you always do. You've been killing it with putting out these episodes the last few weeks. So looking forward to this coming out fairly soon. And believe that's it, Playboy. Anything else?
That's it, man. That's all I got, man. I'll see y'all in a couple weeks, man. Let me go. Actually, I got a couple season finales I need to go ahead and knock out. I just knocked out Nagatoro right before I got on this pod. I finished that one up. I'm finna go finish Revenger. Actually, I'm finna go and finish watching John Wick 3 again so I can watch John Wick.
I gotta watch the John Wicks. I only seen one.
Bro, they're on Paramount. Just go watch
Are they on Paramount?
They're on Paramount, bro.
Oh, bet. I have Paramount. I'll binge them shit.
On Peacock.
Oh, Peacock. All right. Regardless, I got Peacock too. I'll binge that shit.
I'll binge that shit, bro. That's best shit you're gonna see, man.
I love it. I love John Wick 1. I seen pieces of John Wick 2 and I loved it. So, yeah, it's official. All right, guys. Normally Matt says arigato anatu faku and sayonara. I will simply say matane minasan. Play the fucking thing. God damn it. There we go.
Who did?
Welcome to Talk to Keki. Not an